All right, share the stream. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm good to go. Why are you anxious? Is it because you just shit your brains out? They'll do that. Alright, we're going live. I'm telling them back there. So, alright, ready?
Nah, start over.
Welcome to the Audible Sports Podcast. My name is Casey. As always, I have this idiot over here, Daniel.
Oh, that's
Tony,
me.
And Steven. We are the idiots that bring you content about the NFL and whatever else you guys want to listen to. So pretty cool. It's actually pretty remarkable that everybody's stayed with us this long. We almost have 4,000 followers on TikTok, which is pretty crazy. And YouTube's getting up there. So we'll see what happens in the long run here. But we got some playoff football this weekend, guys. What do you guys think about the matchups this weekend?
Not watching.
Talk about last night first, real quick.
Say that again.
Should we talk about last night and get that out of the way real quick?
What was last night? The shit show game?
Fucking national championship.
Okay.
If you could call it that.
65-7. I've been saying this to Steven all week. I really think that Michigan just shit the bed because I think Michigan-Georgia would have been a great matchup. Georgia-Ohio State was an amazing matchup. Ohio State just shanked the kick. But TCU just played the perfect game against Michigan.
They did.
And it was 10-7 against Georgia about 5 minutes into the game. And
that was the last time TCU scored.
That was the last and only time TCU scored. At least they got in the end zone. So happy for their fans there. But dear God, Georgia stomped on them. They took their starters out of the game with 13 minutes left in the fourth. That's how bad of a beating it was. I feel really bad for TCU. I'm happy for TCU. They had a great season, but holy crap. Like we were like, let's go to a bar, watch the game. We went to Uno's down the street over here, sat down, and there was a Georgia fan on the other side, and TCU scored. We're like, yeah, TCU. And then the rest of the game, the Georgia fan was just being a dick. He's just like across the bar. I'm just like, all right, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, that was a terrible game. Congrats to the Georgia Bulldogs, though. They did what everybody thought they were going to do and destroy everybody. So
we talked about it too, like at the beginning of the playoff, that none of us really thought any of the other three teams were going to beat Georgia.
Ohio State came very close, and then midnight
happened. They should have won that game. That poor kicker, man.
Yeah, and then
there's Ohio State, but I feel for that guy.
There's Ohio State fans giving that guy death threats because he missed a kick. Like, he's a kid, guys. He's a kid. He's like 20 years old. Give him some slack. That was a big moment. He fucked up, but he's got to live with it. I mean, Ohio State will be back. They'll have a good team next year. They always do. But who knows if they'll be back in the playoff. I would like to skip this next season and just go to the 12-team playoff season. That's what I want to happen. I agree. Because when that happens, that's going to be a lot of fun. This 4-team playoff, I mean, it's good, but I want something better.
So do you think they're going to like shave a game or two off?
They
Or do you think
might.
they're just going to play extra games?
They might tell Alabama and Georgia and all the SEC teams to stop playing the Citadel week 13.
Yeah.
So
all those bullshit like
they might take
here,
those
we'll
games
come
out.
to your school to get fucked.
I do like some. Yeah, I do like some of the FCS matchups against FBS teams because some of the FCS teams are really good.
Yeah.
Like North Dakota State, South Dakota State. By the way, who won that championship game this weekend? I know that was this weekend. South Dakota State beat them. There you go. National champions beat your rival. That's awesome.
It's one of those teams every year, has been for like the past 10 years. So.
It's really been North Dakota State. I think they've been to like 10 of the last 11 national championships in their league. It's crazy. The Bison. The Jackrabbits take it home this year. By the way, Adam Vinatieri went to South Dakota State. So congrats, Adam Vinatieri. Your team won the national championship. I love Adam Vinatieri. All right. Tony, you're quiet down there. Did you not watch the game last night? What the fuck? You don't watch football?
Honestly, no, I try not to.
I try not to.
I mean,
His team won 9-8, dude. He's done for the season.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
I'm shaking out. No, and I watched it, but I mean, we all knew TCU was going to get blown out. It was nice to see a Texas team out there, but they had a chance, and then they did the coin flip. It was over.
They really...
They lost a
I
coin
don't
flip
want to say
too.
they didn't have any business being there because they got there, right?
They deserve to be there. They did. They beat Michigan fair and square.
They did.
They just weren't ready. No one was.
There were some controversial touchdown calls in the Michigan game, but
and non-touchdown calls.
everything I was telling Jeanette the other day, everything in that game went perfect for TCU, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for Michigan.
Yeah,
and it was still that close.
Yeah,
but plus side, Blake Corum has already confirmed
he's
that
coming
he will be
back
for his senior year. So Heisman run.
There you go.
No pun intended.
I will say, I know you say that there were some controversial calls. I agree. There were controversial calls, but you can't give up 51 points and expect to win a game. That's
100%.
my thing about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's other plays where you should have stopped them. TCU was just marching down the field at will. Like, this is the worst game the defense, I think, has ever looked.
Yeah, it was
at
bad.
Michigan. It was so bad.
Also, I want to give a quick apology to our fucking community. I was going to do an on-site video. I have videos recorded, but I don't know what the fuck happened. I got really sick when we got to Phoenix, and I was literally sitting in the stadium like this the whole time. Like, I was dying. I don't know if I got food poisoning or what, but it was horrible.
All those enchiladas catching up with you.
That what?
All those enchiladas catching up with you.
Yeah, probably. Shout out Taco Bell. Bring the enchilada back, you fucks.
And nacho fries.
Yeah.
Are the nacho fries gone?
Yeah, for whatever time.
Oh,
I don't know why they do that.
Time.
It's so stupid. But I guess it gets people to come back in. Whatever. Yeah. TCU won fair and square. It was a shit game for Michigan.
They deserve to be there, but Georgia
TCU got fucking
like
gaped by Georgia, so congrats to Georgia.
Wasn't even close. I had some friends at that game. Actually, me and Steven know somebody that was an alum at that game, and then I know a couple other people that were at that game too. That one of them sent me a Snapchat from the game, just like like they took a screenshot with the field in the background. I was like, that's how I felt at the Minnesota game, except we scored 33 and we gave that up. So
I'll tell you one thing too, like the TCU fan base, crazy.
Yeah, they
are
insane.
Nuts. Like,
that's why I like going to
some
TCU
of them might
games.
Actually be kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I liked going to TCU games in Fort Worth when I lived over there. I mean, they're a lot of fun. I went to like 4 or 5 TCU games while I was out there. They're great. They're great.
Yeah. When we were at the Fiesta Bowl, they were like, you could clearly tell that there were more Michigan fans there, but I think the TCU fans were much louder.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, they don't get out to the championship that often, and really neither do we. So, yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's louder to you because you were on the other side of them.
The projection, right? But
if you were on that side, probably louder the other way.
They were louder. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, even with the projection difference, like, you could tell they were fucking booming.
My buddy Steven was out there at the game too. He was up in the upper deck.
Yeah.
On a non-football subject, that national anthem was pretty badass.
Yes, by the Pentatonics last night. That was good. Did you see the national anthem, Daniel? No, you didn't, right?
I didn't.
You missed out. You got to look up their national anthem. Amazing. They need to do the Super Bowl national anthem.
I had the game on in the living room, but
yeah, he was like, I'm done. Well, national anthem happened before the game, so go watch it. It's good.
It was the best part of the game.
All right.
It was actually the best part of the game was the Ant-Man and the Wasp reveal,
Trailer?
the trailer. We got up for that. All right, Daniel, let's jump right into it.
Woo!
Daniel, let's just paint a picture here. Daniel and John technically tied our fantasy championship because of the whole Damar Hamlin incident. We had all that. Daniel had more points than John going into it, but John did have Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Daniel, I know you still had
Gabe
Davis as well.
And I was up by 48 points.
Yes. Last year, at the end of the season, last game, championship game.
Yep.
Chase scored 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow scored almost 50.
Yeah, they went berserk.
Yeah, and they were going berserk in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Chase, I wasn't targeted yet, but they were driving down the field and they were about to score again. Burrow already had like 9 points.
The game lasted 10 minutes, and
Ish.
Joe Burrow had 8.5 points
Yeah,
already.
it was like,
so.
I think there was 5 minutes and 58 seconds left when that unfortunate incident happened.
Yeah.
But anywho, we called our league. I always like to leave it up to a vote. Everybody voted for a tie and that they split the money. Daniel gave his 2 cents, decided to call John. To an agreement, they settled on Daniel getting a little more money since he was ahead. I argued with John that he could have argued with you that he had the most points in the regular season. Therefore, he could do it too, because that has to be a tiebreaker for something. But John, if you're watching, I love you, but God damn, you need to grow some balls.
Nah, he's a good guy.
He's a great guy, and that's the problem.
I want to explain what happened so everybody doesn't think I'm a piece of shit and I ran away with it.
Daniel is a piece of shit, but that's besides the point.
Right. This is what we settled on, right? Third place, so it's $100 buy-in for the league, right?
Yes.
12 teams, $1,200 pot. Third place got their $150, so they won their money back.
Yes.
Plus $50. That leaves $1,050. Math. So what we settled on is we technically tied, in a sense, because we bought 2 plaques for our traveling trophy, which John and I split the cost of the second plaque so that we could both be on it. So we're technically both the champions for this year. I called him after Casey had talked to him initially. Casey talked to him first. I don't know what you told him.
I just called him and said
the rundown.
I just called him and told him that you wanted to talk to him, and I was giving him your number. Here it is. Call him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then he kind of he told me that because he's not in the group chat because he doesn't have a fucking iPhone. John, buy a fucking iPhone.
Use that money, buy an iPhone, jump in the chat next year. How about that, piece of shit? God damn it.
So Casey kind of gave him the rundown of what everybody was talking to together, which it was only, I think, you and Edward pretty much. Yeah. Nobody else really talks in that chat. So
Tony
Tony's
and Steven lurk. They then, look from a distance. They're like,
yeah. And then Shane will come in and chime in with some random bullshit. But
yeah.
So yeah. So then I called John after Casey talked to him, and I told him my thoughts, and then I told him I was like, whatever you want to do at this point, we were set in stone at the beginning as the tie, whatever. Then I explained to him my side, what I was thinking, I was ahead, whatever. But then I told him, I was like, it's up to you. Whatever you think is fair, we will go with.
He didn't tell me that part.
He said, he was like, well, you were winning. And he was like, so I think it is a little fair that you get a little bit more. So that's how we settled it.
I have a question for you before you move on.
Uh-huh.
Did you have any players that popped off, initially popped off over the weekend? Who had the most points for you?
I think Dalton Schultz had 18 points at tight end.
So, say you had 2 players that weren't going to play. What would have been say you were in his shoes? You guys flipped. What would you have decided on?
What do you mean?
Say you were the one that was behind.
Yeah.
And catching up.
Well, I mean, if he was in the lead by that significant of a margin, then he would get more. I think it was a fair agreement. Another thing that I told him too is so I was up by 48 points, and he had a receiver to play in Jamar Chase. I had Gabe Davis. And then my quarterback was Dak, and then he had Joe Burrow. So I told him even if I took Dak out at that point, I would still have been up by like 30 points. Which, I mean, things could have played out differently. We'll never know.
So
Right?
let's
Unfortunately.
let's look at comparisons real quick. You're going against Jamar Chase, who's one of the top receivers. Jamar Chase was out for 5 weeks, including his bye week.
Mm-hmm.
On the season, he dropped 150 points, missing 5 games. Gabe Davis scored 125 with his whole season. So you can't compare a caliber receiver like Jamar Chase that made no appearance, let's say, for example, the Steelers, until 4 minutes before the fourth quarter ended and dropped 22 points. So he's very explosive. So we know that if you were to match up Davis with Chase, Jamar's going to outscore him any day.
I agree with that, but here's the thing with it though, is the game didn't get played out. Like it's
the problem.
It's going to be controversial. Yeah, it's going to be controversial in that sense, but we'll never know, you know? Like Jamar Chase could have laid a goose egg, you never know.
That is true.
Like, you know?
It's not very likely.
Here are the averages though. Last 8 games played, Jamar Chase 16 points a game average. Gabe Davis last 8 games 4 points a game average. Joe Burrow last 8 games 30 points a game average. So there's big skews there.
Would have won. If you go based on averages,
if you
I
go
still
based
would have had
on
to lead.
averages, yes, but that was already an above average game. Joe Burrow had 8 6 minutes in. That's my thing. Frank in the chat.
Going on a second, yeah.
Hey Frank, how you doing? Blue, stop. Sorry, my dog. Out.
Go ahead, read us.
Frank says,
like
weak
Frank.
sauce. Gabe can go off, though. He outdid Diggs several weeks. You will never know. Yeah, that's the thing, is that we'll never know, and it's unfortunate. But in the end, you guys came to an agreement, and I can't argue with that. If 1 and 2 decide on something, you got to go with it. We can always put it to a vote, but if they agree to something, it's really when you guys don't agree is when we have to really put it to a vote. But I will say this league is pretty shitty about voting, because I'll be like, hey guys, vote on what you want, and then later on everybody's like, well, why did it go that way? Because you didn't fucking vote. That's why.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I noticed. Well, fucking Tony started talking shit after we came up with a result.
Tony missed out.
Said anything.
Tony missed out.
See, I voted, and then I came back to 100 and some messages after I had to take care of some stuff on the side.
That's what he was
telling
me.
What the fuck happened?
I will say,
so, I left on this is a vote, and then I came back to we decided on this. And I was like, what the fuck happened? I was gone for like 10 minutes.
Tony's like, I didn't get to say my piece. But I will say, in my big money league, I was in the third place game. Third place got like a significant amount of money too. I was down 40 points, and I had a kicker left. And he wanted to split it with me. And I said, no, dude, it's a kicker. I was never catching up. And he had like a 99% chance to win. I had a 1%. And he wanted to split. He was being a bro. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you won. So
he was being a John.
He was being a John. But me, I'm like, realistically, I've never seen a kicker score 40 points. So there was no way in hell I was gonna let him take any of that money, because he beat me. Yeah. He'd already won. So I just had a kicker left, and that it's not fair. So I was like, yeah, no, you keep the money. That's all you. So.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like I kept like a crazy amount more. We split it 60-40 essentially. And then John's covering the cost to ship the trophy to me.
Yes.
But
I will say I'm not mad at you. I'm more mad at John.
Fucking mad at pissed off at John. What?
Yeah.
John, you gotta grow some balls. I'm sorry.
There you go. But
that's I got pissed at him. I called him. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, he called me the next morning and was like, "Did I make the wrong decision?" And I was like, "Yes, John, you did. You did.
You did.
You made the wrong decision." But it's okay. What's done is done. Yeah. I paid Daniel already. I was like, "Give me your Venmo again so I can pay you." And he's like, "Oh, about that, I deleted it again." I was like, "So you don't have an iPhone? God. You don't have Venmo? I still have his money. I'm gonna be holding it until the draft again, like I did last year, because John, get your life together. God damn."
Go buy a fucking iPhone, John.
Start with an iPhone.
Just leave Venmo installed too. It's not gonna hurt you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. I kind of feel bad.
Don't
but
feel
at the
bad.
same time,
like I said, he came to an agreement.
Nah, John needs to grow some balls.
He also kind of like it was his agreement.
Yes.
You know? Like I spat my piece. I told him everything that I pretty much just told you guys, that I was ahead, and you know what? Another way you could look at it too is like injuries do happen, right? Sometimes
True.
you get fucked over by that, where you don't have players that end up playing. Unfortunately, fucking Damar Hamlin almost died. Thank God he's okay.
Hey, he's
But-
out of the hospital now.
Yeah,
So
he's back home.
I will say he's back
Good for
home
him.
in Buffalo.
But like that's another like controversial thing that you could bring up at that point, you know. So, but came to the agreement. Both of our names will be on the trophy in black, since him and I are both 2-time champions now, technically.
Yeah, the winners are on the trophy in silver, but the 2-time winners get it in black. We're gonna have two-time winners in 1 year. It's really weird. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
And it's the last 2 champions too.
It's the last 2 champions, so it's
Mhm.
really weird. But
Back to back.
anyway, what's done is done. Can't do anything about it. Oh well. But
So I'm the reigning champion. So
you're half champion.
co-champion.
Reigning. I'll take co-champion. Reigning half champion or co-champion.
We'll go co-champion.
Just
Half
because.
champion sounds
But Daniel.
like I got cut in half.
Daniel feels like he really won because he got more money. So.
Yeah.
Which is why you're having John ship the trophy over too. I was like, why didn't you keep it for half the year and give it to Daniel after half the year? And he was like, well, I didn't think about that. I'm like, okay, you're a fucking moron.
Didn't think about that either.
The hell. But John, love you. You're a dick.
Love you, John.
We all
Good
love
game,
you.
buddy. Oh, hold on. I want to bring up another point too. Halfway through the season, I forgot about this. We made a trade together, him and I.
Oof.
And it kind of bit him in the ass.
What was the trade? I don't remember what
It was Mark Andrews for Dalton Schultz and Dak Prescott.
That is right. That is right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't even realize too until he said it when we were on the phone. And I was like, oh no shit, huh?
That is a trade that really helped you.
Yeah.
Frank in the
Dak started
chat.
going nuts.
Frank in the chat says asterisk. Don't worry, Frank. I put asterisk on 2023. I put an asterisk.
That was my idea.
Over both of them. So I was
So
like,
she was like, how do we like?
I was like, people
how do
need
we,
to
like-
know. And I was like, usually it's like it says the year, the team name, and then the person's name at the bottom of the plaque. The year has an asterisk on both sides because there were 2 of
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
asterisks.
I was a
like,
little
put
upset about
asterisk.
that because we have 2 plaques. But
Yeah, I knew
it
you'd
is
be
what it
upset
is.
about it, which is why I did it.
Yeah.
You need to be upset somewhere in this deal, Daniel.
I was upset that I didn't win the 800.
Yeah. But in the end, congrats to you. You're a co-champion. So congrats to Daniel.
Hey, from the 4
Way to
and
go.
5 seed too, both of us. He might have been the 3. But
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you get in, you have a chance. You just
Yeah.
got to win 3 in a row.
anything can
So-
happen. That's why fucking fantasy football is so
Yeah,
fun because it's just a big gamble.
So great. By the way, next year, where are we having the draft, guys? Where do you want to have the draft?
Before we end this, I just want to say
Right,
it's an
thank you.
overall win for the season, just because the 2 young people in the chat in the group didn't win.
True.
Way
the
to
first
take out
timers,
the 1 and 2 seed.
the 1 and 2 seeds were out. They were in the 3rd place game. So shout out to them, Andrew and Isaac. All right, shall we move on to actual topics here?
Let's do it.
Mother, you want to say hi to the world?
That wasn't an actual topic.
Yeah, talking to the mic here.
Yeah,
This is my
Casey's
mom,
just
huge
pissed 'cause
Lions
he
fan. Shout out
fucking
to the
didn't even make
Lions.
the playoffs.
Go Lions!
Making it to the playoff.
Yeah.
Going to the Super Bowl next year.
Just kidding.
I don't know about that one, Mom, but it could happen. I do think that they have a legit shot to win the NFC North next year.
You have
though.
a better chance than the Colts do.
Yeah, you have a better chance than the Colts do for sure. That's what everybody was saying. Thank God our season's over. God damn.
Same. My heart couldn't take any more losses.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of recaps, Week 18 recap, NFL games
Real
recap.
quick.
Let's go. Oh, go ahead.
Seth in the chat said we should have the draft in Denver.
Let's go. Seth lives in Denver. Hey, you guys want to have the draft in Denver?
If I can afford it.
Is that a no? Hey, it would be
Just come
fun.
to El
It would be
Paso.
fun. I don't want to go
Come
to
to
fucking
shitty
El
El
Paso.
Paso.
We're not having the draft in El Paso. Okay.
You said it's up to a vote.
It is up to a
That's true.
vote, but El Paso will not win that vote. El Paso's not the majority.
I agree with El Paso.
Ooh, here we
That's
go.
fucking
Here we
go.
Third it.
fucking go. By the way, thank you, Seth, for joining us.
We'll have it in El Paso at Chico's. Done.
Hey,
Ooh,
Mom.
down.
Frank
So just
Sotelo.
reserve a corner.
Yeah, he says hi, Deb. He's in the chat. Frank, my mother says hello. She's like, hey, I know him. Pretty cool. Flights are cheap, broke boy. That's what Seth says.
There you go. Buy your ticket with your money right now.
Oh no, can't do that. I already spent all of it. So
You already spent it all? I just gave it to you.
I fucking got bills, man.
Gambling debts paid off.
I know,
All right.
gambling.
Well, that was your first mistake. Let's go
Gotta
over
pay off
week.
all my damn credit cards.
Let's go over the shit show weekend that was week 18. Yeah.
I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Chiefs and Raiders. This about went how we all thought it would go, huh? You know,
Mhm.
So ring around
yeah,
the rosy
pretty much.
game.
Chiefs beat the game. This game was on Saturday, and it went as expected. The Chiefs dominated the game so bad that they decided to play Ring Around the Rosie before a play. So,
Yo,
there you
that
go.
was so fucked.
They scored on that play, and there was a flag.
Like Casey was like, they scored. They totally
I
scored.
was like,
yeah,
they
there's a
scored,
flag
and
there.
Steve was like, there's a flag. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good.
Yo,
Oh,
the
But then they scored on the
fucking
next play.
Raiders Suck.
yeah, they did score on the next play. The Raiders are fucking garbage. I told you guys at the beginning of the season. I was right about them. Daniel, you were right about the Broncos.
Oh god, it's so good.
All right. Being handed notes here. That
Oh,
she
yeah?
says, gonna go get drunk at Shane's pool bar. Y'all might have to pick us up. Sorry, not sorry, Mom and Vashti.
Nice.
Can't say anything. It's just white.
All right. We'll probably go join you. I mean, it's my birthday at midnight, so.
Ugh.
It's with you.
Oh, you
on your
didn't invite
birthday.
me. I'll invite
What are you,
myself. How about
fucking
that?
38 now?
I'm 32. Fuck you. Daniel goes, what are you, 38 now?
Have you started investing in a casket?
Tony, shut the fuck up. How about
Oh,
that?
we already bought it. Dude.
Bye.
It's a fucking wide ass casket.
By the way, let's go back to the game. The Raiders' point of view was not a good one. Their leading rusher, do you get any guesses on who it was for the Raiders?
Jared Stidham.
Yep, sure was. It was Stidham. They scored 13 points, and that's all I got for this game. This game was a shit show.
It's just like the rest of the Raiders season.
Yeah.
You think Josh McDaniel stays next year?
No, absolutely.
Oh,
not.
he gets
No.
fired for sure. Hey, you got a Eagle fan in the chat?
Fuck the Eagles. Enjoy your bye
Buddy
week
Mike.
because you're gonna lose to the
He
Niners
says
after.
number
so.
one seed.
How you won't play the Niners? Might have to play the Giants again,
They play the
honestly,
Giants, yeah.
Might have to play the Cowboys again.
or the Cowboys.
We'll see what happens there. But yeah, they get the bye this week. So congrats to you guys. Quee in the chat. Great take for week 17, Bowler.
Yo, that was 2 weeks ago, bro. What?
Yeah, what the hell? This is week 18 we're going over, bro.
What was 2
Yeah.
weeks ago? Was that Christmas Eve?
Yeah, you guys lost to the Eagles. Oh, New York for the
Oh.
Colts.
Oh, New York
Oh,
is-
yeah. Yeah, we got the number 4 overall pick. Happy about that. Glad the season's over. Let's move on. All right.
Can't wait for you to waste it on a stupid kicker.
Hey.
We'll get to the Colts. We lost to the fucking Texans, okay? Didn't tie. We
Called it.
fucking lost.
Quincy, I'll
Called it.
tell you this. Your Giants did a lot better than any of us expected this season.
They
So
did.
congrats to you.
They're in the playoffs.
We'll see what you guys can do
Hey.
in the playoffs.
If you stick around, we got
Well,
some
they're not in
picks
the
coming up
playoffs.
for the playoffs. They are in the playoffs. They're playing the Vikings.
No, they're not.
The
Lions?
Giants are playing the Vikings.
Oh,
Yes, they
you
are.
said the Lions. I
No,
just
the
said
Giants are playing the Vikings.
Lions. I was like,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
He said, no, don't jump on the boat now. I don't jump on any boats. I'm a Colts fan through and through, whether we suck, whether we don't. I've been a Colts fan when we had 2 wins one year. So fuck them. I love them, but fuck this season, okay? I'm done. I'm done with that. Not really, because we got to go over them again. So he says, thank you, sir. All right,
Mhm.
let's move on to the next game. Titans versus Jaguars. Fuck the Titans are not in the playoffs. Fuck them. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
There's only
Casey's
so
number
much
2 team.
I know.
Only
Casey's
so
number
much
2 team
weight.
did.
that fucking Derrick Henry can put on his back, man.
Let's put this to bed right now. Steven keeps trying to make it a thing where the Jaguars are my team. They are not my team. Steven bought me
Yeah.
a fucking shirt that says
Ah,
Jaguars
no,
on
no,
it. It's
no,
got my
no,
name
no,
on
no.
it. Shut the
You
fuck
wore that
up.
shit
No,
with pride.
there's no way. No, I hate the Jaguars. I can't stand them. They suck. I'm sorry, Frank. I know you're a Jaguars fan. I'm a Colts fan. We're supposed to hate each other, okay?
They beat you guys twice this year, no?
No, we beat them once. They beat us once. Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
okay.
How about that? Okay. That was one of our wins. Oh, my God.
No, it's
Hey,
kind
but
of
he's
hard
a-
to make that. It's kind of hard to make that point when you're cheering for them beating the Titans.
The
So
Titans,
it's,
yeah,
it's
I
kind of
know.
confusing.
Yeah, you know what? Happy for you, Frank. Fuck the Jaguars. And you know what's kind of fun? You know what? Later on, you guys are going to laugh. Okay.
Anyways, Jaguar fan number 1 over there is glad that the Jags are moving on to the playoffs.
He's excited his team finally made it.
Jesus
I know,
Christ.
right?
I'll tell you what,
It's about
too.
time.
Frank's been a Jags fan his entire fucking
Yeah,
life.
he has. And I can confirm that too, because when I was
like
little, I
since
remember
the
him.
fucking Maurice Jones-Drew era
Mhm.
of the Jaguars.
I remember him rooting him on too. I was like, who's
Yeah.
a Jaguars fan? And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was crazy. I
I
can
don't know the
confirm.
reasoning behind it, but
I can confirm
Always
here in
has been.
Florida, they're fucking everywhere.
I wonder why.
I know,
Yeah,
because we're in
weird, huh?
fucking Florida. But,
Weird.
but it's weird for me to see Jaguar fans. I
You
didn't know they
fucking
existed.
Bucks fan? Ugh.
Yeah. But Dobbs did okay in this game, but even though the interception at the end cost him the game, so he didn't do bad. But
Their season.
yeah, ended their season with that interception. The Jaguars won this game because of their defense, in my opinion. They only let Henry rush for 109 yards. He didn't score a touchdown, though. That's a win for the Jags. Their second win is that they won the game and are headed to the playoffs. So congrats to the Jaguars, AFC South champions.
Home game too.
You get to host the Chargers at home next week. Did I mention fuck the
Scary.
Titans because I fucking hate them?
I think you did.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe
Are
once or
we moving
twice.
on to the next game?
Yeah, let's go to the next game.
You want to read the chat real quick?
Yeah. Edward says that we're watching on his TV. I think he could buy like an 85-inch TV. So all of our heads are probably like 24 inches wide right now. Giggity.
Blown up.
He feels like he's watching First Take. No, this is a much better show. Thank you very much.
This is a much better show than First Take. How about that?
It's not just a bunch of ridiculous propaganda.
Yeah.
Frank said it was always the Jags. Can confirm. Frank is my uncle, by the way.
Yes.
Those of you guys that don't know. Been in my life forever. So can confirm. Always been the Jags.
Mark Brunell.
Quincy said, have you guys went over Washington, Dallas? Not yet. We're going in order of how it is on the screen, I believe.
Yeah, we went Chiefs,
Right.
Raiders, Titans, Jaguars. Next, we're going Browns, Steelers. But
Steelers.
let's
So
sit
left,
down
right,
and read
left,
the
right, left, right, left, right,
Yep.
all the way down. Excuse me. And then Frank said, Mark Brunell since 96. I was not even alive. So
chat. I was. Wasn't that the
we
last
getting
year?
old.
What was the last year the Cowboys won to play the Super Bowl? Was it 96 or
It
95?
was 95.
95. Okay.
Yeah. Super Bowl 30.
Edward says the pick is in the chat on iMessage.
I'll check it later.
That's cool. All right. Browns and Steelers. Tony, the Mike Tomlin can't have a losing season curse lives on. You are
Damn
so
right,
lucky.
it does. That's 16
Dang,
seasons.
look how sexy we look in Edward's living room. Look at that
Edward, I'm coming over.
shit. Y'all gonna fuck or what? What's happening over
Fuck
there?
yeah.
Play his cards right.
Tony was exactly right at the beginning of the season as he predicted the Steelers to go 9-8. What the hell? You did predict playoffs, but you did predict 9-8.
No, I didn't.
9-8.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did at
I
the
said
very
no.
beginning.
Steven predicted playoffs
Mhm.
with a 10-7. I said 9-8. They missed playoffs by a game.
Well,
That was
whatever.
the
You
closest.
Quee says that star is hideous. Almost threw up.
It says, hi, duos.
I'm loving the chat today. It's good. It's so good. But Tony, congrats to your Steelers. You got the winning record. The Jets fucked you off from the playoffs though, so you get to join me on the
Oh,
couch.
Hey,
fucking.
I'll tell you what,
Fucking Jets.
that's about as good as you can get this season with fucking Mitch Trubisky starting any games for you. That guy should never touch a football ever again. I'm so sorry, but
Congratulations to the
I'm not
Colts picking
sorry.
him up next season.
yeah.
Another 4-12 record coming.
Oh my god.
I'd
Ow.
much rather have Ben DiNucci over.
Gucci.
Man, Nucci.
I can think of another quarterback that shouldn't touch a ball, and that's in the next game that we're going over. I do
Derek
gotta
Carr?
say,
Oh.
in this game, Nick Chubb deserves better than the Browns, guys. Nick
Oh,
Chubb
yeah.
is way too
Poor
good
guy.
to play for
Everybody
the fucking
deserves better than
Browns.
the Browns.
He had such a good game here and a great overall season. Kenny Pickett is gonna be a dog in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Speaking of dogs, congrats to Georgia again. Oh my gosh, but Pickett is the real deal in Pittsburgh. He's gonna be a baller in a few years.
Yeah.
I think he had a
He- yeah.
fantastic rookie campaign. Fantastic.
He had a really big turnaround from his week 5 through 7 to his complete turnaround after that. He was going from averaging 3 picks a game to we're done throwing picks.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
figured it out quick, and that's what you want from your quarterback, which is really good.
And he's building a lot of connections with his receivers too.
Oh yeah,
Like
Okay.
the chemistry's getting there real quick. So
Here's
he
another thing.
figured it out.
Another thing.
If he
for you-
wasn't concussed, if he didn't get concussed against the Ravens the first time,
You might
I think
be in
we'd be
playoffs.
looking at playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep. But Trubisky comes in there, 3 picks.
Yep.
We're back to it.
Trubisky's turnovers, special for the day.
Oh, delicious.
Ah. Here's the other thing. If the Steelers can pick up some more offensive weapons for him in the offseason, and you guys keep your defense pretty much the way it is or make it even a little bit better, Steelers a scary team next year, guys.
yeah.
They might be the team to beat in the AFC next year if this all stays together and they
I don't
they
know
figure it
about
out.
that.
So
but
what they-
I
what they
definitely
need-
better.
So what they need, they're fairly good about picking up receivers. For some reason, they just have a fucking knack for it. What
Pickens
they
gonna be
need
great, too.
is Yeah, what they need though is going to be some help on the offensive line to help with a run. And we picked up a rookie this year, Dotson. He is getting beat on every fucking side, so they got to figure out what he's doing, and then they'll be fine.
Edward says,
It was
"Go
like Diggs
go get
this year.
D-Hop, Tony."
Nah, Dallas is gonna pick him up.
Dallas picks up everybody.
They got to get a record first.
I was telling Steven that the Colts picked up some center off of your practice squad today. So
I was like, ooh, watch out.
Steven's like, "Ooh, Super Bowl 50."
Super Bowl 50.
Let's move on. Ravens and Bengals. Anthony Brown was the starter for the Bengals on this one, and judging by the way he played, he may never see the NFL field again. Holy shit, he was terrible. He went 19 for 44, 286 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks. 19 for 44.
Mitch Trubisky numbers right there.
Holy crap, those are worse than Trubisky numbers. I'd rather have Trubisky behind center, and I don't even want him. The Ravens' offense without Lamar are absolute dog water. Nobody can change my mind on that. Congrats to the Bengals who get to host the Ravens this week in the playoffs. They're the real winners here. You guys got anything on this game?
Look
I'm
out for
just
the
glad
Bengals.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I'm
You
just
said
glad
look out for the
don't have to do
Bengals?
Go ahead, Steven.
I was like, I'm just glad that the Bengals don't have to worry about a coin flip determining if they're hosting the game.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say the Bengals did get hoed in that whole situation.
But luckily, they don't have to
There
worry
is
about it now.
there is still a possibility of a coin flip for neutral site, or for
No, there wouldn't be a
No.
coin flip. They'll just play a neutral site game. There's only one situation where they would play a neutral site game, and I think it's against Kansas
It's the
City.
Bills, Chief.
No, it's if the Bills play the Bengals.
Yeah.
No, it's the Bills play.
No,
the Chiefs.
it's the Bills and the Chiefs.
Bills and the
okay,
Chiefs.
okay,
The Bengals have one scenario where they would go to a neutral field with some. I don't remember which team it is. They showed that chart. The Bengals
It
has
has to
one
be-
scenario. It's
It
the
has
Bills
to
or
be
the it's the Bills
the
or the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I forget which one it is.
It's
But-
the Bills and the Bengals if they have to match up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Edward, Casey, Colts need to trade up for Bryce. Hey, we might not need to trade at all because well, you know what? When we get to the Texans Colts game, I will go over that because I have a whole thing on that. Actually, we might go over it here. Vikings and Bears. The Vikings in the regular season with a win, and they played well this game. Alexander Madison had 10 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Dalvin Cook only had 11 carries for 37 yards. I think the Vikings are trying to protect Cook for the playoffs here, but who knows? Did you guys watch this game at all?
I thought Dalvin Cook got kind of hurt.
I didn't watch the game, so
I think he might have got concussed.
you might want to look that up.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on.
It's going to be important.
Anyway, the receivers from Minnesota balled out, but not who you'd think. Osborne led the receivers with five catches, 117 yards, and then it gets weird. You had Jalen Naylor second with 4 receptions, 62 yards, and the big guy CJ Ham, their fullback, 4 receptions, 47 yards. Jefferson had a slow day with a 4 for 48, but I think they're protecting him as well. Did you find anything on Dalvin Cook, Daniel?
Yes. So Dalvin Cook's knee injury was from getting cleated. He had some lacerations on his left knee. Went straight to the medical tent to stop the bleeding. They couldn't stop the bleeding at first, so pretty deep gash.
Those cleats are
but-
fucking sharp.
Says return to game, expects to be okay moving forward.
Okay,
That's gonna be
he'll be all right. He'll be sore all
Yeah.
week, but yeah. The Bears do have the number 1 pick in the draft next year because
Shout out
the
Houston, huh?
Colts fucking suck. I think.
Shout out, fucking dude. There, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just would the fucking Texans go for 2 to win that game and lose the first pick? Why?
And you know
Just
what?
fuck them. That's why.
I've got some reasoning behind it. But we'll talk about it when we get to our game. But as soon as they lined up to go for 2, I stopped watching because I knew they were going to get it.
It was
I
a
was
pissing
like,
contest for
all
me.
right, this is it for me. I was SpongeBob. All right, I'm gonna head out.
They didn't want to go fucking overtime and tie again. That's why.
They're like, not again, no. Okay. For the Bears, I think they can be a surprise team next year. They could be a force in the NFC North for the crown there.
NFC.
I know I said NFC North. I just talk fast, Steven. I don't think that they're going to win because I think the crown will actually belong to the Lions next year. But we will talk about that next year. But the Bears are a few pieces away from putting some things together because their defense isn't bad. They need some offensive weapons, and they need people to block for Fields. I feel bad. Felt so bad for him this year.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, if they can do what the Bengals did and just kind of like mesh a line together, they should be okay next year. I don't think they're going to be like super good, but they could have a winning season. They could be like the Lions this year. I mean, like 9-8 or something like that. Maybe even make the playoffs. Maybe squeak in.
If you weren't with the Bears at 3-14, don't be with them next year at 4-13.
At 4-13.
If you weren't with the Colts at 4-13, don't be with them next year when we're 3-15. So,
if you weren't with the Bears at the double doink, then just stop.
Shout out the double doink.
Oh my god, you guys need to go back in time and watch like videos of Bears fans reacting to that kick. It's so good.
Ever since then, it's been all downhill for them.
Oh my god, there's one dude where he's like, I was just sitting in the stadium. And then Cody fucking Parkey gets in and he misses the fucking kick. Like he was so upset, threw his hat and he started like burning a jersey. It was crazy. I was like, holy shit, this guy's mad. But you guys got anything on this game?
No, I didn't watch it, so I mean,
I didn't even watch the. Yeah, I knew it was going to be pretty one-sided.
Patriots and Bills. What a special game. Crazy stats here regarding Damar Hamlin.
Oh yeah.
By the way, like I said, so glad Damar's out of the hospital. Seems to be doing really well. So he's back in Buffalo, which is a good sign. I'm sure he'll be at the game on Sunday or whenever they're playing. I think they're playing Sunday. 2 kick returns for touchdowns for Nyheim Hines. I'm so happy for Nyheim Hines. He's with the team that actually utilizes him. I'm so sad and happy for him. Oh, when he started running that back, I was like, it's Hines. Oh, that's crazy. But the first one was on the opening kickoff. Here's the crazy stats. That was the first kickoff return for a touchdown the Bills have gotten in 3 years. What number is Damar Hamlin? Number 3.
3.
The second one was scored at 3:03 in the afternoon. When the Bills won, when the Bills won this game, they finished with a record of 13-3. Mac Jones even jumped in on the fun with 3 TDs and 3 picks. So shout out to Mac Jones. Damar Hamlin was represented well here as he is number 3. For those that don't know, I just said it. Bills get that 2 seed and will play the Dolphins in the first round of the playoffs. That was an incredible moment for the Bills. I bet you, could you imagine being in that stadium as he's running down the field right after all that happened? The very next play, crazy.
It's one of those like just phenomenons that happen in sports, and you love to see it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's just insane.
Got Quee in the chat. Love for Damar. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I did like how every team had the shirts on the sideline this week too. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty special moment. I remember just watching it on, I think, Twitter. I just saw it, like it just popped up. It was like Bill's special moment. I looked at it. I was like, holy crap, that was great. And then I wasn't watching at Universal, and some guy was watching it with me on my phone. He was like, dude, that was pretty awesome. I was like, yeah, I know. Great.
Pretty good, feel good game for everybody in the league, unless you're a Patriots fan. But you know what? Nobody likes you guys anyway, so fuck you. Frank says, "What's going on with Allen? Are you talking about Josh Allen?"
What happened to Josh Allen?
I don't know. Something happened to him. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched a little bit of it. But well, if you want to look that up real quick,
Frank, expand.
Yeah, if you could expand on that question, we'll be happy to answer it, because I have no idea. I don't have a problem with the Patriots. Well, Quee, that's why nobody likes you either, okay?
Because the Giants beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. That's why.
Oh, I thought it was a sad face. It's a smiley face. Yeah. Quee, you need to get one of those shirts that says 17 wins, 1 giant loss. Have you seen those? It's a pretty good shirt. I would get it. He said LOL. Jets versus Dolphins. Shout out the Dolphins for helping knock out the Steelers from the playoffs.
Fuck them.
That was the blow.
Fucking Dolphins. If they don't get, I mean, I said this in the beginning of the season. They're a really good team as long as Tua can stay healthy, and that has come completely true. So if Tua does not come back by this next game, there's no chance for him.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this was a shit show of a game. This is the 3rd week in a row the Jets don't score over 10 points. I don't think they've scored a touchdown in 3 straight games. They haven't scored touchdowns since last year, guys. Crazy.
Welcome.
Yeah, fuck them. But the Jets should overhaul their offense in the offseason and add some pieces to a pretty okay defense. The Dolphins squeak into the playoffs, but it will be short-lived as they got to fly out to Buffalo next week. Rip Miami. I got ahead of me when I said rip.
Yo, that game fucking sucked.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was so boring.
The only fans that were really watching that game were Steeler fans. I was watching it for you, Tony.
Yeah.
I was sitting down watching it. I was like, Tony's got to be like on the edge of his seat right now, yelling at the Jets.
That was like, the Steelers game ended before that game, so I think it all flipped to that game.
Yeah, they were all watching. They were all watching. They had it on in the stadium too.
No, it ended a little bit before the. Well, we all knew it was over.
Yeah.
Once fucking 2-minute warning, but Joe Flacco got his revenge and knocked us out one more time.
Quee says he needs that shirt ASAP. Frank says, dude has sucked this year. They get away from the run too much and depend on Allen. Dude, Dak is prone now.
Dude is Dak prone now. He's saying he's Dak prone.
Oh, he's Dak prone. Yeah, he is. And I'll talk about Dak later too, because I've got some things on him.
Frank, just to clarify, Josh Allen is 7th in passing yards this season. He's tied for 2nd in touchdowns and tied for 2nd, or no, he's in 2nd with his quarterback rating. He has thrown 14 interceptions. So that's probably where you're getting that. But he's still fucking dog.
He's elite, but I will agree with him because the interceptions have been a problem this year, which is why
he has so many though because of how much they throw the ball. You know,
they need him though. I mean, he's their guy. He is their guy. He'll be their guy for the next few years. Wilson scores where it counts. He does. Edward says, "Stop it. Dak prone is far away from Josh Allen." Next game. Your next opponent, guys, the Bucs and the Falcons. I called this right. I picked the Falcons to beat the Buccaneers. Granted, the Buccaneers did sit Tom Brady and most of their starters at one point. I don't think the Falcons win if Tom Brady stays in this game. But next up for the Bucs, like I said, Steve and Daniel, your Cowboys. What do you guys? Yeah, we'll talk about that later too. But did you guys watch this game at all? There really wasn't a reason to really watch this game, other than our picks. I
was keeping track of the score, but I didn't really watch any of this just because we knew that they were sitting their players. Like the Bucs couldn't.
They sat them early third quarter. I watched it happen. I watched them come off the field. I was like, okay, they're getting ready for next week.
Yep.
Going 13-4. I'll take that all day. I will take 13-4 over 4-13, like my team did this. Actually, we were 4-12-1, so there we go. Fucking tie.
Abysmal.
Speaking of ties. Texans defeat the Colts. This is a game that got the Bears the number 1 draft pick. A lot of people will ask, what were the Texans doing? But I think they played to win, and here's why. They went for 2 after scoring what would have been a game-tying touchdown. They get it. They win by a point, give the Colts the 4th overall draft pick. So we have pick number 4. I actually like where we're at. I think the Texans played to win because the Bears are not going to take a quarterback first overall. They have Justin Fields. They don't need a quarterback, and he is their future. The Texans will either get Stroud from Ohio State or Bryce Young from Alabama. I think whichever quarterback is not picked by the Texans will go to the Colts 4th overall. Not a great season for the Colts, but if our defense returns for the most part, we can find offensive pieces in the offseason. Mainly, we need a fucking quarterback that can throw the goddamn ball, not throw interceptions, and not make stupid-ass choices. We aren't far from being a great team. But we're far off from it, if that makes sense. I mean, if we had an offense this year, we would have won a lot of games. Our offense was abysmal, terrible. Our defense kept us in games, and our defense played really good, but it's the offense, man. It's fucking terrible.
You guys fucking crumbled. And it all started at the line, like the highest fucking paid offensive line in the league, and this is what you have to show for it. Like, they got paid, and they were like, fuck it. Like, we got our money. Who cares?
Here's our money. We're done. Fuck it.
Because you had Jonathan Taylor throughout at least the first half of the season. I know he got hurt at one point, but Jonathan Taylor back there. You had a decent quarterback in Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's not that bad of a quarterback. I think he just couldn't do anything because there was so so much pressure all the time.
Hey, he had the most fumbles in the league this year. So
he didn't have time to throw the ball.
He's not protected.
Yeah, 5 turnovers against the Cowboys in the 4th quarter.
Exactly.
They played such a good game until 13 minutes left in the 4th.
But why did all of those turnovers happen?
Because no offensive line.
Because the defensive line was fucking hitting the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, I think he fumbled the ball 3 times and he threw 3 picks in that game.
Yeah.
So
Very
2
bad.
were pick sixes. 1 to Malik Hooker, ex-Colt. Shout out to Malik Hooker. I'm really mad that you guys got him. Really upset. I'm upset
We
that
got
they let
Xavier
him go.
Rhodes now too.
Yeah. Another ex-Colt. Sign all the ex-Colts. You have T.Y. Hilton, too. Another ex-Colt.
Yep.
Cowboys are becoming the Colts.
We got Xavier Rhodes too.
We don't tie and lose to the Texans.
Yet.
You almost lost to the Texans,
Almost
though,
lose to
so
them.
shut the fuck up.
Almost doesn't cut it.
No. The Texans gave you that game. They had first and goal from their own 1, and they literally just gave you that game.
Nah.
They're like, here.
They gave
on a
us the
silver platter.
game, but they took the game from you, so that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. You also took a game from us. And so did Steelers. All your teams beat my team this year, and I'm really upset about it.
Even John's team beat your team. Come on.
All their teams had winning records this year.
We're in shit.
Against Casey.
Colts are like, I'm in danger. They gifted the Bears a franchise-changing situation. They really did. Edward, if you had a coach, you all would have been fine. Here's the thing. Jeff Saturday was never the answer. And I don't know what the fuck Jim Irsay was thinking, but I think they were starting a long coaching search when they fired Frank Reich. I think they want to hire the right guy next year. Saturday was just a fill-in. He was never the answer for anything. And I don't know if he was told in his ear, hey, lose some of these games. Because that Vikings game, we lost. I won't talk about it anymore. Fucking sucks. Frank, exactly. Case in point. Dougie P. Exactly. Quee. Oh, but where was the excuse for Daniel Jones? What excuse?
For what?
Sorry, I kind of went on a little rant, and I don't know where everybody came in at. So there you go.
Casey kind of just fucking.
It's because it's about the
threw
Colts.
his
That's
head
why.
down in that tunnel vision for a second.
I was like, here we go. I was like, oh.
Started seeing red.
Regarding the fumbles. Oh, yeah. Daniel Jones fumbles a lot, too. Not as much as Matt Ryan. Steven, somebody, Tony, if you guys want to look up who had the most fumbles this year, that would be a great stat to look up.
Quarterbacks?
I'd bet it's Matt Ryan. No, any out of the whole league, I bet it's Matt Ryan.
Hold on.
Daniel, speaking of seeing red, Cardinals and 49ers.
This game went exactly as we fucking thought it would. Well, I did at least.
Do gotta give a shout out to. Oh, go ahead, Steven. Go ahead.
Mitch Trubisky.
Wow. No.
Russell Wilson.
Number 3 is Josh Allen with 13.
Oh shit.
Number 2 is Matt Ryan with 15.
Yeah, see, there you
Number
go.
1 is Justin Fields, 16.
Oh wow.
Didn't see that coming.
It's 'cause
I know he
runs the
does
ball
fumble
so
a lot
much.
because he runs so much and then he tries to make
Yeah.
a play. Quee says Matt
Oh,
Ryan had an
quarterbacks,
excuse.
too.
There's no excuse.
1 wide receiver on the top 16.
It's usually quarterbacks that fumble because they're rushed so much. Usually the running backs can hold on to it.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
the most part, running backs are going to fumble. Like Aaron Jones fumbled the other night. That kind of cost him the game. The Cardinals 49ers, shout out to J.J. Watt. Probably one of the greatest in the game that will ever play. He is retiring, so he's done after that game. I think that was his very last game. 2 sacks in that game, and I mean, legend. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what I think.
yeah. I agree.
But regardless, this was a slaughter. I think the 49ers guys might be headed to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's
I picked the Eagles preseason, and they are the ones. My 2 1 seeds. The 2 teams I picked to go to the Super Bowl are 1 seeds. No,
thought you picked
the
the
Bills are
Bills.
2 seeds. Sorry, I
Mhm.
forget that the Chiefs fucked everybody over by talking to the refs. You know, I'm just kidding. That was a whole different situation. But
Okay.
yeah, whatever. Hate the Chiefs too. We beat
The
them
Chiefs are
though.
gonna-
We beat the Chiefs this year.
Yeah, how fucking stupid is that?
I don't know.
Huh?
I was there. It was like my Super Bowl. But that was crazy.
yeah,
You guys
game
got,
3, his Super Bowl right there. Woo.
yeah. You guys got anything on the Cardinals and 49ers?
Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury for getting fired.
Oh yeah, he got fired. Didn't even know. I apparently got fired in the morning. I worked all day, and then at night we went to the bar. We were watching the college football playoff game, the shit show
He was like,
championship.
you got fired?
I was like,
yeah, that
they
happened this
fired him,
morning."
and he's like, yeah, that happened this morning. I was like, oh shit. Well, I was at work all day.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Lovey Smith getting fired there too at the same time.
Yeah. You guys see Robert Griffin III being like, oh, he's a black coach. He got fired.
No.
All that
It's always
stuff.
something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think that's what it was. I think it's just
Well, you go 3-13-1, you're gonna
Yeah.
probably get fired
in one season. But that team is a shit show too. But apparently better than the Colts. So How many turnovers for Allen versus Dak? Frank wants to know.
So I already have that pulled up here. Well, this is interceptions actually.
Well, I'll pull up the fumbles then, and you can add them.
So for interceptions, Josh Allen has 14. Dak has 15. So Dak has also missed. He missed most of the beginning of the season too. So
Josh Allen has 13 fumbles.
So that puts you at 27.
And I have to find Dak. I don't think he fumbled that much, honestly.
Well, he didn't play that much.
He's only lost 2 or 3.
Well, he played.
He's only played half the season basically.
Oh, he had 4 fumbles.
That's not
so that puts you 27 turnovers for Josh Allen, and you said 4.
Yeah.
And 19 turnovers for Dak. But yeah,
minus 5 games. Well, 4 games.
Fresh, come and get them.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers. All right. Yeah. Kingsbury kind of down for offensive coordinator in Dallas.
Same.
I'd be down for him to be our fucking head coach. How about that?
Get stupid ass Kellen Moore out of there, please. God.
What's that Spanish word that Edward's saying right there?
Perro.
Oh, is that what that does? That mean dog?
No, that's perro. This is perro.
Oh,
this is like saying because Jerry makes minimal moves in the offseason, basically.
We said Super Bowl picks. We made preseason predictions. Won't go over them all, but if you want to watch them, they're in our old videos, so you can go check them out. Allen was a fantasy savage, but those turnovers hurt. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
They fantasy football turnovers are the worst, man. Yeah. Josh Allen had 27 turnovers. Yes, he did. Lots of interceptions.
Yeah.
Let's move on to your Cowboys. What the fuck happened?
54 points that he gave it.
I don't know, dude. It was a bad game.
I didn't even watch the game.
I don't have any excuses for this game. Like, it was bad. It was so bad to the point where I'm hoping that they were just trying to disguise their playbook and not run anything else, because the way that they were running the offense, it was like 6 or 7 plays over and over and over again. It was so weird.
Here's something I'm going to say.
It's okay.
I don't think Dak is the guy that is going to be the QB to bring Dallas a championship ever, or really anybody. I'm sorry, guys. You can blame Kellen Moore's play calling all you want. I agree. It's also god awful, but Dak is past his prime, unfortunately. I think, in my opinion, it's a damn shame because I like Dak, but he struggled most of the games he's played this year. They got blitzed by the Commanders. The Commanders' defense had no business annihilating Dallas's offense like that. You guys only scored 6 points. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
But that's my little take on Dak, because I just don't. He's not as good as everybody. He was good a few years ago. I think he's past
2017 or 2016, 13-3 season. I agree. Okay. So here's like my thought process on it. I agree with you that he's been playing really bad lately. Like, he's been making bad throws. Throws are behind his receivers. Like, he's thrown a ridiculous amount of picks for the amount of games that he's played this season. Like, it's inexcusable. It's bad. I don't know if it's just him, like, just declining, or if our offensive line isn't holding up as well as it should be. Like, we've had to replace our offensive line a couple different times and shift people to other positions and whatnot. I mean, they're going to happen at some point, right? Like, turnovers are going to happen. It's just the way the game goes. But it's been really bad as of late. I don't think I don't want to say he's past, like, his prime, but he might be declining.
That'd be past his prime.
Amount. As of right now, yes.
He's not past his prime, but he's going down.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it sucks because I really like Dak. I think Dak is he's been a great quarterback for you guys, and he's an even better person. And I feel bad for him. But in the end, he plays with the Cowboys, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't hate the Cowboys. I just hate you guys that just fucking talk shit all the time. And really, Daniel and Steven aren't it. It's really Josh. And I'm surprised. Every time the Cowboys lose, Josh is never in our chat. I just want to point that out there. Every time they lose, he's never here. Whenever they win, he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck, we're the best. We're going to the Super Bowl. Fuck you, Josh. How about that?" All right,
it's Josh.
I'm gonna send this to him too. Send him that little clip.
I want to make another point too. I think a big reason for his decline is that he doesn't run the ball anymore. Like that was a big part of Dak Prescott's game coming out of college, was that he was a dual threat quarterback.
After him breaking his leg, I think it's hard for him to run.
Yeah, I mean it's right. Like they're doing it rightfully so. I don't want him to fucking snap his leg in half ever again. That was horrible, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
We were in Dallas, actually in Arlington at Six Flags, next to the stadium when that happened. We were watching it on my phone, and when it happened, Six Flags just kind of like everybody was all happy. Six Flags like died. As we were walking around, everybody was all sad. Like somebody looked like they had seen a ghost. It was crazy. I had never experienced like something like that before.
Yeah,
it's crazy too because at Six Flags you can hear the train horn that goes off when they score a touchdown. You can hear it at the park. So like you would hear when the Cowboys scored and everyone would be like, "Yeah, woo!" But then that happened and like the park was just quiet for a bit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty eerie, if I do say so myself.
I cried.
You cried?
I was at fucking work. I was bartending at the time at work, and I stopped working for like half an hour because it just, like one, you never want to see that happen to anyone in the league.
It was terrible. I will say,
but for it to be like Dak Prescott, like he's such a good guy. He's got a fucking huge heart. Like he is a leader through and through, and it was horrible. It was so sad.
Mike, TB12 gonna have some fun on Monday. We'll get to it. We're about to go over some game picks. This is reminiscent of every season. I think he's talking about Dak.
He's talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah. Edward, play calling isn't a running game anymore. Also, did you all see their matches against people with grass? Yes, actually, I have that stat here, Edward. The Cowboys are 1-4 on grass fields this year.
Slows you down.
Do you know your only win? What field it was? Tennessee.
No, it wasn't Washington.
Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Does Tampa have a grass field?
Tampa does.
They played at Dallas.
They played at Dallas.
But for the game this week,
they do have a grass field. Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Because it is outside.
So, well, a lot of fields are outside. Like Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh no. Do you guys still have grass, Tony? In Pittsburgh?
No, we switched over.
Yeah, because by the way, that turf field in Pittsburgh, amazing looking. It was awesome.
Neat.
Sorry, I'm burping right now. Their end zones were yellow and they had Pittsburgh in black and it looked awesome. I was like, I don't like yellow, but that looks good. I love that for your team.
They're trying to find an alternative for the turf because everybody gets such terrible turf burn. Like you see, that's what that tape is on the player's elbows.
I've gotten it before. It fucking sucks. Like, turf burn stays with you for like 6 weeks. Like depending on how bad it is. Yeah.
It scars you.
I was kicking one day and I was messing around with one of because I was a kicker in high school and we were messing around. It was at the SAC in El Paso. And somebody was like, look, and he slid like in his uniform, but he had like long socks on so it didn't hurt him. And I did it and my legs got torn the fuck up. It was after the game, but torn the fuck up. I never slid on turf again. Ever.
It's just a bunch of tiny little rubber pellets. That's literally what it is. But your cleats like stick into it, so it gives you that.
Yeah, it's like the stumble that you said. I mean, you would slide on that shit and you get burned real bad.
I gotta jump in real quick. Joseph, we miss you a lot. We really do. He says, lay off the beer, Casey. It will help with the burps.
Say hi to Shooter and Nelson.
I'll try.
Help with your big ass stomach too.
I wanna say hi to Shooter and Nelson. Shooter Nelson are his dogs. They are amazing. I miss them a lot. So
shout out puppies.
Shout out to the puppies.
Love them all.
Love them.
All the puppies. Right, Cap. You can't see
Edward, the Saks turf is legit tarmac road. Yeah, it really is, Edward.
You guys remember the turf that used to just be like carpet and there was just concrete right under it?
Yeah, that was the fucking worst.
Fuck that. All right, let's move on. Rams versus Seahawks. Can we all agree that the Rams are dicks for not helping out Detroit here? Like, nobody wanted to see Seattle in the playoffs except Seattle. I'm sorry, Seattle fans, but the Lions are the more fun team, and I think they could have made some noise in these playoffs this year. Congrats, though. Your team is in, and we shall see what happens. Seattle goes to San Francisco, where I think their season ends at the hands of the 49ers. That's all I got to say about that game. I don't know if you guys got anything, but Rams, you're fucking dicks, okay? Like, you should have won. Seahawks missed that kick. It hit the upright. You had a chance to win it, and you fucked it up. Thanks a lot.
I'd say that the Lions would have to play the 49ers also, so I don't think they would.
Yeah, I think the Lions would have matched up pretty well with the way they were playing.
What are the two games against San Francisco this year for the Seahawks?
Oh, they lost both of them.
They
San
lost by
Francisco
like a
won both.
combined score of 48 to like 20 or something like that. Like it's been bad. They only scored 7 points in one game. I think they only scored 13 in another game. And 49ers scored a lot of points in both games. So I think the one where they scored 13, it was a lot closer, but it wasn't close.
So I'll tell you one thing about that playoff game. It's a division rivalry at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason that I would think that it would be a better matchup than the Lions. And Seattle's not a bad team. Like I think they could put up a fight. I
don't. You have more faith than I do.
So San Francisco has won, I think, 10 or 11 in a row, and they've beaten Seattle twice this year. So that means like in just like the aspect of odds.
I will say
it, like happening.
It is really hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year.
Mm-hmm. And to win 11 in a row.
But this team, this 49ers team is so scary. They got even scared when they signed Christian McCaffrey. I was like, "They what?" Like that was my legit reaction. I thought it was one of those fake NFL things, and it wasn't. I was like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Christian McCaffrey should be the number 1 draft pick in all fantasy drafts next year. I don't care what draft you're in.
He's back.
He's back. He wasn't this year because he played for the Panthers. He is next year. That's your number 1 overall.
You know, all I'm gonna say is it would have been great to see Detroit in there, but deep down I was rooting for Geno because it's such a turnaround from where he's been, what he's had to go through to let's give him a playoff, like just one playoff game. Like it's just a big turnaround. It's a closing to a chapter.
I am happy for Geno though because I like that guy too. He's awesome. He deserves it.
I'm telling you, they can win that game. They can.
I don't know about winning. I don't know if I go after.
Calm down, Daniel. Calm down.
The Colts beat the fucking Chiefs earlier in the season. Okay, anything is possible.
Yeah, that was back.
Right.
That's when they gave me the utmost hope this season. I'm pissed off for them about that. God
damn.
damn.
1-1.
That's before the Chiefs knew that the Colts sucked, so they were a little scared.
Joseph says, "Ha ha ha ha, burn." Frank says, "Geno deserves it. Guy balled out. Then again, so did Goff." Should I say it again?
No.
At the beginning of the season, I was saying he was so Goffle. But shout out to Mike because I think he said that too. Frank, in 1999, only 3 losses the Jags had that year. Were there only 3 losses?
Oh, to the Colts? I don't know.
Oh, I guess so. Not sure.
Frank, I'm gonna need you to explain your sentences a little bit better.
Yeah, because we see them like after we're talking about them, so we're like, what were we talking about when he said that? Edward says, still taking Josh Jacobs. You take him, Edward. This was his breakout season, best season he's ever gonna have. That's my opinion on that. The Raiders are still trash. Sorry, Raider fans. Not sorry.
If he doesn't play with the Raiders, then definitely. But if he plays with the Raiders, I don't see him number 1.
I mean, he's still gonna do good. Someone's got to do something for the Raiders.
He'll be good wherever he goes. I just don't think he's gonna put the numbers that he did this year next year. Giants and Eagles. Here you go, Quee. Here's your team here. Really?
Y'all motherfuckers just couldn't do it, huh? Nah, they didn't play any of their starters.
No, not much to say here. The Giants pretty much rested their players for the postseason, and the Eagles win and clinch the NFC East. Get shit on, Daniel and Steven. Oh,
hey,
and
the Eagles' fucking buttholes were clenched at the end of that game. That's all I'm saying.
They were. And Tony, Boston Scott, your best buddy, scored a touchdown in this
fuck
game.
that
guy. How many fumbles do you think he has?
A lot.
He's never supposed to touch a ball again.
Yeah. No, he did score a touchdown though, and he was like, ah! Like when he got the end zone, it was funny. Queen, we played reserves. Sorry, shout out Kenny Galladay come out game. That dude was supposed to be the guy in New York when he got sent there from the Lions. I drafted him the year he went there, and then he got hurt. I was really upset.
Yeah, that's his fucking.
I think it's his first touchdown since going to the Giants. Correct me if I'm wrong, Queen, but I think that was his first touchdown since going there like 2 years ago. So he says F Boston Scott too. Tony loves Boston Scott, guys. Tony loves Boston Scott. He had Miles Sanders on his fantasy team.
So much love. Fuck that guy.
And Boston Scott screwed him. So pretty funny. All right. Let's go to the next game. Chargers and Broncos. I got to say, the Broncos look like a 10-win team in this game. They What the hell were the Chargers doing? That's what I want to know.
Who fucking knows?
They played their starters the entire game in a game that did not do anything good or bad for them. They couldn't
So did
move
dumbass
up from the
Dallas.
5 seed. They couldn't move down from the 5 seed. Dallas could have
exactly
advanced,
makes
though.
sense.
Dallas could have advanced their seeding depending on what the Eagles did. The Chargers had no equity whatsoever to do anything. Like, if anything happened around them, they were still the 5 seed, no matter what. Mike Williams ended up getting hurt, and so did Bosa. So
They're fine.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know what the hell. I mean, they were losing with their starters in the game, too, to these Broncos. So they took them out, I think, in the early fourth quarter. But Chargers get the Jaguars next week, and I think the Jaguars could pull off a win. We shall see if I pick them later. We'll see.
Yep.
Quee, Kenny Golladay, 3 years, 72 million, 1 touchdown.
Hey, if we would have gotten 74 more catches, he would have gotten a 750 bonus in that game.
Yeah, crazy. That guy is fleecing the fucking Giants right now. Daniel, why do you look all confused over there?
I'm figuring out Mike Williams' injury. He's got back injury. He's considered day to day right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Him,
back.
And then no fucking Nick Bosa. God damn it! I always get so confused with these guys.
With Nick
All
and
the damn
Joey?
brothers. Yeah, Joey plays for the fucking Chargers.
Yes. It's Joey Bosa. Oh, but yeah, the Chargers are fucking idiots. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Speaking of idiots, next game.
Real quick, Joey Bosa and Mike Williams are both okay according to the LA Times.
Okay.
They'll play next week.
I hope they're okay. Because the Chargers need them to win this game.
They'll play.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, which I think is going to be probably one of the better games of the weekend, actually, just because it's in Jacksonville.
It's just so evenly matched.
It is. But we'll get to it. We'll go into game picks after this game. Edward says, I love idiots.
That's why he's a
You're
Cowboys
right-
fan.
you're on the
That's
right
why he
channel.
watches us. That needs to be on a shirt for us. I love idiots. I love it. Lions and Packers. Lions fans, I really, really feel for you. You deserve to be in the playoffs. But
Should have
fucking-
won one more game.
You should have won one more game, and Seattle should have lost one more game. But it's the way the cookie crumbles. At least you sent Green Bay home, and we all win because of that. So
Thank fuck.
there we go.
That Green Bay is not in the goddamn playoffs. Holy shit.
Here's something else. Shout out to Jamal Williams. He was not even supposed to be quarterback 1 this year. It was supposed to be Swift. Jamal Williams broke Barry Sanders' single season touchdown record with 17 on the season. I know they're playing an extra game now. I don't care. He broke the record. It's still a record. Steven had Jamal Williams on his fantasy team this year, and what a pickup for you, huh?
Yep, he was a very good player. I mean, he was a
RB1 in
running back
Detroit.
Yep, running back, not quarterback.
That's why I said running back.
You did say quarterback.
Oh,
Said
That's
quarterback.
it.
Running back. I'm not an idiot. He's a
Okay.
running back, guys. We're talking about Barry Sanders.
Also a running back.
Yeah, he's also running back. But congrats to the Lions on a
You
great
dig your hole.
season. Watch out for this team in 2023. Not the same old Lions.
Yeah,
Like
but you're
everybody
trending
said.
upward.
You guys need to stop
What?
talking at the same time over there. Steven, what were you saying?
Said like Aaron Rodgers said, not the same old Lions.
Yeah. Daniel?
I don't even know.
All right. Aiden Hutchinson, go blue. All right, cool.
Yeah, go blue.
Edward says, I concur, Casey. Poor Detroit. They'll see postseason next year, though. Queed, Jared Goff had a good year. He really did. He had a really good year, and he said a really good year right after that. Edward, is there a game where Williams didn't score, Steven?
There was a couple games, yeah. Because there was a couple games when he had like 4 points. But I mean, the other game, there was one game where he had like 25 points, and then Hawkinson also had 20 points, and it was a great week. I don't remember who they were playing. I think they were playing the Seahawks that week. Forgot what week that was, but
You're
Who's
probably
gonna
playing me.
I think I played John actually that week.
Everybody goes off against Tony when they play him.
Yeah.
There's
shit.
always one every season.
It's always Shane that he can't beat for some reason.
The auto
He's
pick.
like, "Oh, I'm playing Shane. I'm losing." I was like, "Yo, you're predicted.
dog.
You have an 80% chance to win." He lost.
Nope, just watch.
All right,
Mr. Auto Pick himself.
let's get to some
Fucking
game
Shane.
picks. How about that, guys? Let's switch all this stuff over.
We only got 6 games this week.
We only got 6 games. We don't have
It's
to talk.
playoff time,
We don't have to talk
baby.
like for 30 minutes in each game, but do kind of elaborate about your points. The stage is set. The playoff games have been determined, and it is time for the NFL postseason. I'm so excited for this. Every year, I'm excited for the NFL postseason. I'm excited for schedule releases, and I'm excited for the NFL draft. Those are like the three big things for the NFL for me. And I guess the first game, because everybody's hyped up at that point, and then your team ties, and then crushes all your hopes and dreams.
And then the
throughout
season
rest of
just
the season, and
dwindles
the season
right in
dwindles
front of
away
you.
right in front of your eyes. Need to put like a little sad thing over that. Edward says, "Hey, so what did you buy with your fantasy money, Daniel?"
I paid bills and I spent some money on a new desk. So
Much needed.
that's why, well, it's not the reason I don't have my light up right now, but I only have one computer plugged in. My setup's like half built right now. So,
Wait, you
One time.
traded Jamal Williams and Swift for Andrews and Joe Mixon? That's actually, I think you won that trade. Mid-season. Still
Mark
won the
Andrews
ship.
didn't do shit.
I mean,
So, but I mean, it was probably a pretty even trade at the end of it.
yeah, well, at the time, it probably is a really good even trade, but he still won the chip, so who cares? Just like you half won it, dick. Let me do this real quick. All right. Just for the sake. Yeah, Andrews fell off when I acquired. Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Mhm.
First game here. We got the Seattle Seahawks returning to the playoffs as the 7 seed, going into the 49ers, who are the 2 seed. During the regular season, the 49ers were victorious against the Seahawks twice. 49ers outscored the Seahawks 48-20 if you combine both of the game's scores. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game here? Anybody can go. We're just going to banter. We're not going to go in turns.
I mean, we kind of talked about it just right now. I mean, the Seahawks have lost twice to the 49ers already, and I think we can all agree we don't see the 49ers slowing down, at least the first couple of weeks here. So, I mean, it's in Santa Clara, so I mean, 49er Nation's going to be out there loud. They're going to want to win this against a division rival. But like Daniel said earlier, it is a divisional game, so it's going to be probably a tighter game than the first 2 games, but I mean, we'll see.
Let me give you some spreads here. The 49ers are favored by 9.5 in this game. The over-under is 42.5, just so you guys know. Seahawks on the money line, plus 370. So not a lot of faith in the Seahawks to win this game.
Do it.
Daniel,
put some money on
you were
that.
kind of on the Seahawks a little bit.
I'm
What
teetering.
says you here? You're teetering.
I'm
There's
teetering.
no way you're teetering on it. There's a 0% chance you're teetering on this game. There's no way. I just can't see
I'm
it.
teetering. Tony, you got anything on this? I just wanted.
I mean, I'm happy that Gino made it, but I don't think he has a chance of beating the Niners. There's just too many weapons. That defense is the best defense in the league right now. If not, it's one of the tops.
At least.
But I don't. Besides me being happy for him making it and having that big of a comeback, the Seahawks have no chance here.
I think Seattle's in trouble here, guys. That's just how I see it. They're in trouble.
It's gonna be Georgia against TCU. They're gonna lose
it
a coin
won't be
flip.
that bad.
Okay, it won't be 65-7 or whatever it was.
65-7.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. These are two. If it's 65-7, Daniel, you should wear a 49er shirt to the next stream.
I have a picture of me in a 49ers jersey from like years ago, but
Oh,
we're never going to find that. So
that's all
I can
shitty.
just stay buried.
He knows
with
where it
all
is,
my
no one
past
else
hopes and dreams.
He buried it in his backyard. His dog's going to bring it to him one day. Where'd you find that?
Fuck.
49ers look like a legit contender this year. Seattle has overachieved all season, and they barely squeaked into the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan has opened up San Francisco's offense with Purdy under center. And I think they're going to look pretty good here in San Francisco this week when they win and cover in another semi-blowout. So I think the 49ers win at home. I'll give them at least a 10-point win. I'm not going to give you a score. I do like the over 42. I do think that's a little low because Seattle did score 13 points last game. I think they can score a little more this time. I think they'll be more motivated because it's a playoff game. And they'll have fans there. They're not too far away from their home stadium. So division rivals
Yeah, a lot of Seattle fans.
might be higher scoring than you think. Take the over 42.5. San Francisco's going to cover that 9.5, though.
Okay. So here is the thing. like we mentioned earlier, San Francisco's on a 10 or 11 game win streak. They're due for a loss. I don't think it happens here. I do think Seattle's going to hang on to this game, though. I think it's going to be lower scoring than you might think, Casey. I think it's going to be a pretty big defensive matchup. I think Brock Purdy might struggle a little bit. It's just so fucking easy to fit into that offense with all the weapons that are there, and it's hard to fuck it up, you know? And there's hardly ever any teams that you can do that at the quarterback position where you can just kind of put the last pick in the draft in and he just succeeds with flying colors, you know? It's just insane. But divisional rivalry. There's going to be a lot of Seattle fans there. I think it's going to be a smash mouth game. I do think San Francisco pulls it off because they're the best team in the NFC. Maybe the league right now. The Chiefs are fucking good though. But I think it's going to be a lower scoring shootout. I think that Seattle will cover that 9.5. That's a big spread. And ultimately the Niners win, but I like where the 42.5 is though. I'm going to take the over just because I think it'll be like a 24-20 win. I think it's going to be a really close game.
Respectable.
That was almost
so
the
you have,
score I picked.
So you have Seattle covering.
Yeah. 9.5 is a big spread, and
there's a lot of points.
A lot of people are counting Seattle out. It's very like how TCU and Michigan was. Like, everybody thought TCU was going to shit the bed against Michigan. Look what fucking happened. Yeah, that's at the college level, but the NFL gets even more competitive. You know what I mean? So look out.
Football's a game of momentum.
Nothing.
Momentum.
Yeah, nothing is guaranteed. You're exactly right, Steven.
When we're watching,
I see where you're coming from.
Nothing that Seattle did against the Rams last week shows me any momentum. Sorry.
He's just talking about throughout the game, though.
Throughout the game.
And again, I'm not saying that Seattle's going to win this game. I'm just saying it's going to be closer than people think. That's my opinion on it. You guys think differently. That's why we have 4 of us.
That's why we play the games.
Exactly. And I'm convincing Tony. Look at him.
No, not really. No, I agree that Purdy, since it's his first, he's a rookie. It's going to be his first playoff run. I think stage. He will struggle. Yeah, I think he'll struggle at the beginning. So I think that's when it'll be close. But I think after the half, they're just going to break away. So I'm giving him a 31-17 win, just because I think that he's going to get his momentum going by the second half. First half is going to be close, just because the Seahawks have been in that position. Geno Smith has been somewhat in that position to be able to get used to that or feel comfortable. But they're at home. The Niners are at home, so that has a lot to do with it. They're, like you said, it's a lot of weapons, and he just fits in there very nicely. So they got a big break from that. So I think he'll be fine as soon as he gets his momentum going. He'll have a slow start, but he's going to close it out. So I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to have more than a 9.5 spread.
So Niners cover.
Yep.
Tony agrees with me. Fuck you, Daniel.
I gave my piece earlier, but I didn't give a scores. But I think Seattle's going to cover. I have the 49ers winning by 7, though, with the under. 24-17.
Yeah. 9.5 is a really big spread for any game. But we'll see what happens. This is the first game, I think. So
this is the first
Saturday afternoon, I believe, at 4:25 Eastern time.
3:35 Eastern time. Or
3:35 Eastern time.
Yeah, 3:35 Eastern time. All right. By the way, shout out to my mom and Vashi. They drove here from Dallas. They brought my chair.
Oh,
I don't have to sit in a fucking lawn chair anymore. That thing was falling apart, guys. Like, I've been sitting on it for 2 months. I thought it was gonna break last week. We were good.
We'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
I'm higher up now. I fit my screen better. I'm not like I'm comfy.
That poor lawn chair.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Daniel.
Had to. That was a lob. I had to dunk it.
Oh, yeah, that was a lob.
That's a hard-working chair you got there.
It works hard.
Oh, you should see it. It's almost destroyed.
All right. Edward says, if Seattle wins by a huge fluke, that's a big rip. And that should be the biggest postseason disappointment rather than Dallas losing to Tampa. If any of those scenarios happen. I don't really think that Dallas losing to Tampa would be
not
a big disappointment. It would be for
I'm
Cowboy
very worried.
fans, but we'll talk about that game in a little bit here.
Yeah,
we're
we'll get
getting close to that one. That'll be the last one we talk about. Let's go on to the next game here. The Chargers get into the playoffs as the 5 seed, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 4 seed. With what we saw on Sunday with Bosa and Williams getting injured in a meaningless game for the Chargers, will the Chargers get the job done on the road? As Daniel said, he said they're going to be okay, so it looks like there is nothing to worry about. But for real, the Chargers, you guys are fucking stupid for starting your starters for almost 4 quarters. What the hell are you doing in a meaningless game?
Bad coaching.
I don't understand. That is really bad coaching. I'm gonna harp on that. I'm not even a Chargers fan. I'm mad for you. I'm sure your fans are mad too. I lost my train of thought here. You guys got anything
Nobody
on
said
this game?
anything either. You did that on your own.
Yeah, I just had a fucking stroke right now. What the hell just happened?
You pulled a Daniel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Said ADHD kicking in. Let's go.
Stroke Nation, let's go.
Put that on the shirt.
Stroke Nation.
It's 2 things.
I mean,
I'm making it right now.
What do you guys think about this game?
this is the hardest game to pick, honestly, for me. I just don't know what the charge. I mean, the Jags. I think that stadium's going to be electric. I mean, we saw the game on what day was it? Saturday.
It was
Saturday
weird
night?
to see a full stadium of Jaguar
Yeah,
fans.
that place was.
I don't understand. It was going nuts.
Like, so this game on Saturday should be another great game. I mean, it's their first game since I think the AFC Championship game in 2017.
Playoff game, yes.
Yeah,
Let me put this in y'all's ear too. Everybody forgets the Jaguars beat the Chargers 38-10 this season.
That was week 3.
Week 3, I believe.
A
3
lot
or
of
2. It
weeks
was
in
one of the,
between
it was
that.
one of the first
Well,
weeks of the season.
You were week 2.
Yeah, we were week 2. So it was week 3. Tony, thoughts?
This is the most evenly matched matchup right here. Like, it's so hard to pick. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars just because they have such a good momentum going, and they have been turning it around for the second half of their matchups.
They have not. They're kind of like the Lions. They have not looked bad this season. I mean, they've looked bad, but they got in the playoffs. They're there.
I think a big turning point is going to be what happens to Mike Williams and to Nick Bosa, because they're going to play if they want to win, they have to play them. But are they going to be ready? Are they going to be playing sore? Are they going to be 100%? So I'm going with the Jaguars for right now, but it's really something that could switch in the middle of the week.
By the way, they're so evenly matched. The spreads, the Chargers are only favored by 1.5. The over-under in this game, though, is 47.5. So that just throws it out there.
By the way, Chargers, Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa plays for the Niners.
My bad. Yep, you're right.
They're very fucking confusing. I always get confused with that shit. But yeah, Joey plays for the Chargers.
Feel like Casey.
Yeah, they're like me. I'm confused.
They're all quarterbacks in my.
That's my quarterback.
I'm waiting for quarterback number 7 next year.
They're
Who's
all
he going to be?
quarterbacks that
Let's
can't
roll the carousel, Colts. Let's go. The Jaguars can absolutely win this game. They absolutely can. But I like the Chargers. I think revenge is on their mind. I believe they play a good game. I believe the Chargers get the job done in Jacksonville. I just think they have the better team. Close game. Close game, though. Chargers win 24-21. Game-winning field goal. Boom. So the Chargers do cover 24-21. That is over 47.5.
I'm going 24-20.
No, it's not. It's under. Jaguars. I can't fucking add. It's under.
That's 45.
It's 45. Under 47.5. That is a very high spread for this game. I just hit my head on my fucking mic. Under 47.
24-21 Jaguars, just because fuck you, Casey.
Nice. So someone will have bragging rights on that.
Let's go.
Because it's the same fucking score, just backwards.
I'm getting
Steven,
to the home team.
pondering. You good over there?
Yeah, so I made my pick. I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah.
21-20.
Yeah.
Oh,
21-20. 1 point game.
1
A
point
lot
game.
of people have counted the Jags out a lot this season.
So you think the Jaguars score a touchdown?
you are too.
You think the
No,
Jaguars?
I'm not counting them out. Fuck no.
No, I think they scored 3 touchdowns.
Well, I know, but I'm saying you think they score a touchdown like to end the game, like almost as time expires, last minute, something like that?
So I'll have them scoring a touchdown with like 2 minutes left, and then the Chargers trying to drive down, and they missed the field goal.
Okay, I can see that happening. I could absolutely see that.
We're going in depth with these fucking predictions, huh?
Yeah, let's go. I'll put a bet right now. Missed field goal at the end, plus whatever, plus 2 million.
I don't think you can bet on that, but okay.
No, you can bet on the first score of the game.
You can. You can also bet on the last score of the game, but I don't think you can bet on a missed field goal to end the game.
If you find the right people, you can bet on it.
Okay, you know
find
what?
the right sports bookie. Probably.
All right, find a bookie. That's all I can tell you.
Fucking A. Those of you that have faith in the Jags, plus 115 right now at money line. So do that if you're gonna take them.
Put your money on the Seahawks, rather.
I'm on board with the Jags, man. They've surprised a lot of people this season. They beat the fuck out of Dallas somehow. They're a good team. I like them here. Score wise, I think it'll be pretty close to where you guys have the score. I think the spread's at a good, or the over-under's at a good spot.
I think it's a little high, personally.
Well, because both of these defenses aren't like great, but they're decent, right? So if you put like a 28-24 matchup, like you were off by 2 points. What do you mean it's high?
It's high. That's why I
That's
took the under.
close. You're 2 points off.
Took the under.
Right, but it's at a good spot because I'm going to take the over.
Here's the thing too. Like, this is the first playoff game for both these teams in years.
Yeah,
none of these players have played in the postseason in a while.
This game isn't going to be any kind of like luck in any way. This is going to be about what team shows up and plays the better football game. Like the skill level is about even, I would say. The Chargers, if anything, the Chargers have a tiny edge just because they are a more experienced team in a sense that they've been in the league longer. But Jacksonville's good, man. They're a good team. They deserve to be in the playoffs, and they're hosting it. So I like Jacksonville here. 30-27. Jags.
Oh. Is that everybody?
3/4 of the team, 3/4 of the group picked your team, Casey. Moving on.
I'm the 1/4. Leanna in the chat. Woohoo! My favorite guys. Leanna, you are my favorite girl that watches this stream because Vashti doesn't fucking watch it. So shout out to Vashti.
I wouldn't watch it either.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even know why people watch us.
Kidding.
We almost have 4,000 followers on TikTok, and I have no idea how. But shout out to all you guys. Love ya. Stroke Nation shirts going out tomorrow.
Dude, gross.
That's
gross.
All right, guys, we only have 4 games left. Feels weird to only have like 6 games, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too.
Makes my life easier.
We'll be able to.
I don't have to think so much.
Be able to make game picks in like 20 minutes here.
Just kidding. It's gonna give me so much free time.
Next game: Dolphins versus the Bills.
Welcome.
Fuck who?
the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Oh. Tony is salty because the Dolphins knocked his fucking Steelers out of the playoffs. So there you go.
I'll tell you, the Steelers had a way better this season than anybody thought they were going to. Take that as a win, and
I'm taking that as a big win.
Yeah,
but imagine what getting Kenny Pickett into having just one playoff game on his rookie season would have done. Like, he would have turned that shit around next year so quick.
Bright future.
Here's something.
Like, just having that experience.
Yeah. Here's something about the spread in this game that's kind of singing to me. Bills are favored by 9.5 in this game. I think that's a large spread, and I think that's only because they don't know if Tua's playing. I think if Tua plays, this spread comes down a little bit. Yeah. I like Teddy Bridgewater though in Miami. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's terrible, but that's why that spread is that high. The over under is 46 though, so Miami is plus 370 on the money line here. If I were the Dolphins, I'd go with Teddy Bridgewater no matter what, because you don't know the status of Tua right now. I mean, they're monitoring him and everything, but he's had 2 or 3 concussions this year. I think
more than that.
I think 2 official, 1 that everybody else saw that they didn't do anything about, but they already fired those people. Yeah, that one where his hands went up like that, like it was crazy.
Yo, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was bad.
But Bills seem like the team to beat here, and that's just me preaching to the choir here. I just don't see Miami winning a playoff game in Buffalo 2 weeks after the Damar Hamlin incident. I just don't see it. What do you guys think?
So with that, the whole Damar Hamlin thing, I think Buffalo wins the Super Bowl this year. I think they're playing for that, and that's just a fucking Cinderella story in it. Like, that's easily 30 for 30. Like, you can't put that into existence. Like, I don't know. I think Buffalo's got everything going for them now.
You know,
Like,
I put into existence in the preseason. I said the Bills would win the Super Bowl over the Eagles.
I think we all had the
Still
Bills in the
happen.
Super Bowl.
It still happened. I know that you did not have the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So we're
No,
gonna see what
fuck the
happens there.
Eagles.
Who did you have from your NFC team? I like how you look around for Janeth.
She was in here right now. She came in and just
she
flipped me
goes,
off.
"Hey."
I had, yeah.
I don't know. Who did I have for the NFC?
I don't remember.
It wasn't the fucking Cowboys. I
yeah,
know that.
slap them again.
Oh,
Is it the Rams?
no, it wasn't the Rams.
No, it wasn't the Rams. All right, we'll
Because
go
you
over
had-
it later.
You
Yeah,
had
I'll figure it
out.
Cowboys,
Go find it.
Rams, Eagles, whatever. I don't know.
But as I said, the game's in Buffalo. You have everyone rallying around Damar Hamlin. He'll probably be at the game. They'll probably put him on the Jumbotron right before the game. Team rallies around him. This seems like a team of fate here, as Daniel kind of just iterated right here. Oh, man. Bills win here. Like, there's no way they lose this game. There's a zero.
Could you
I
imagine?
would say 0% chance they lose this game. I don't see any way possible they lose this game. I don't care if Tua plays. I don't care if Teddy Bridgewater plays.
Hey,
They're I know it's the NFL. Anybody can be anybody any given week. Okay. But there's just not any way that I see a way the Dolphins win this game the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks. If they play like they did last week, this game's over in the first quarter. I'm just saying that right now. There's no way, because the Dolphins were shitty last week, and they pulled that out by the skin of their chin. And the Bills are not playing the Steelers. They are playing the Dolphins. But I will take the over in this game because these two teams have scored 101 points combined the last two games. So give me the over. But Bills win. I'll give the Bills the cover. Give the Bills the cover. 9.5.
Just as an update, Hamlin is still in the hospital, just not in Cincinnati. He's in Buffalo.
He's getting ready to get discharged.
They say he'll be in there probably another week or two, just because.
just to be monitored.
Yeah, just to be monitored, because it takes about 2 weeks to recover from a cardiac event.
Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about this a little bit more. The way that happened, so you have to get for your heart to stop like that, right? I don't remember the technical term of what it was. It was like cardiovasculosis or some shit.
Term. Yeah.
So
you
it
have
has
to
to
be
happen like at the exact pulse in your heartbeat, like the exact moment in time that your heart is beating. It has to hit in the exact perfect spot with like a certain amount of like pressure.
force. Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane that that's why it doesn't happen so often. Everybody was like, why doesn't this happen more often? It's the NFL. They get hit in the chest all the time because of that.
It had to be the most perfect timing, the perfect spot with the perfect force.
You see
Like
it,
down to like the fucking like trillisecond. It's just
Millisecond,
nuts.
yeah.
you see it a lot more in soccer, and because there's no padding around it and there's a lot of
Yeah.
elbowing, so you see it a lot more there because it's a little bit more easily to access.
But like we
But,
saw too,
yeah.
like on that tackle, it wasn't a lot of force.
Yeah.
That's what the amount of
That was just a
pressure. That's why
perfect
you see it
pressure.
in soccer, because you just give it an elbow. It's not like you're getting fucking tackled by a 240-pound man at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's mainly the timing that happens.
Yeah,
It's at the perfect spot where the heartbeat is upticking to where it freaks out and it stops.
It gets hit and it's like and then you just
Okay.
fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
I will say, Tony probably remembers this, but in the Euros in 2020, Christian Eriksen for Denmark had a cardiac arrest on the field. I don't think he got hit or anything. He was just running and then he just fell. Like he just fell forward. But his team surrounded him and they gave him the defibrillator and CPR and all that stuff, but they surrounded him crying because they didn't have like a tent to put over him or anything like that. They just ran out and tried to like revive him. They did. It was in the Euros, and then literally they took him to the hospital. He woke up, and they said when he woke up, they just resumed the game. They were playing Norway, I think. That's who they were playing. But that was insane too. I remember watching that as it happened. I was like, this is wild. Like, so I've seen it twice on TV, which is crazy. But you brought up soccer, and that's where I've seen it last. So pretty crazy.
You see it a lot in the big games too, which is sad. There was a World Cup where the opposing player straight out dropped on his knees real quick and helped out the dude that was defending him, open up his mouth, checked for anything clogging, and started just giving CPR until the athletic trainers were able to run to the opposite end. But it's a lot more common in soccer. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. And what's crazy to think about it too is like how elevated your heart rate is when you're in a physical sport like that. Like your heart rate's up like 170 to 200 easy. Like it's beating fast as fuck. For it to happen in that like perfect moment in time, it's amazing in a bad way.
Yeah.
You know? Like
it's insane.
And it's so awesome that you were able to save him. Like, could you imagine if he fucking died? What the fuck would have happened? Like,
I don't know.
Season's canceled.
I am so glad he's okay because the way, like, for my own sake, I mean, I'm probably the least of anybody's concern at this point, but like, I don't want to fucking watch someone die in a national football game. Are you kidding me? Nobody needs to see that.
Which is why they didn't play the game. So
it's just crazy, man. It's insane. But good for DeMar Hamlin. He's fucking home in the hospital. He's getting better and better every day. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because it was just
who didn't
crazy.
make their picks yet? I don't even know.
Cool.
I did.
Well,
I
yeah.
did.
So
I think you might have been the only one.
Okay,
You were the only
Daniel.
one.
Sorry. Well, go ahead. When we edit that, we'll just fucking.
I
here you
got
go.
it. We're good.
Oh, I don't have the monitor on for my beep. There you go. Sorry. It was just crazy to me.
Right,
Thought
Daniel.
it came into my head. I had to get it out.
I mean, we didn't really talk about it last week. I mean, the situation is so fresh.
We made a video on it, but I don't think Daniel was here.
I was not there.
Yeah,
I
there
was
you go.
I was still recovering from my food poisoning from fucking New Year's Eve.
I was like, when we recorded that video at that time, we still didn't know if he was going to make it or not.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier now that he's better to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can talk shit.
Go ahead, Daniel.
What the fuck are we on? Bills Dolphins?
Dolphins, Bills.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Corresponding to
Christ.
the player you're talking about.
Yeah. That's why we segued into it. It all makes sense now. Okay. 9.5 spread, same as the other game. That I said it was too big. Seahawks Niners. I think it's kind of like the same scenario in a sense. It all depends on if Tua plays though. I like Teddy Bridgewater has not played well in like when he has played. It hasn't been good. He doesn't really click with the offense the way Tua does, and Miami started off. I think what was their record to start off? They started off.
They were the last undefeated team.
Yeah. They started off crazy good, and then they lost a bunch of games toward the end of the season. And then ended up with the same record that they had last season after they started 1-7. So you never know with Miami. It's just they're kind of a coin flip. It's weird. I'm gonna go with Tua's gonna be playing.
They don't know who's playing
nobody
yet.
knows. Not cleared to practice. Okay, never mind. Let's go let's go with Teddy Bridgewater playing then. That 9.5 spread. Buffalo covers, and we hit over 46 because Buffalo's gonna fuck them.
Did you say Buffalo covers at 9.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Tua's not playing, I don't see it. Over 46, just because Buffalo's probably gonna dominate. If you're gonna take any bet in this, that's it. Over 46. Don't take anything else because Miami could show up. Yeah, Miami could show up. They could not, but 9.5 is a big spread, and there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, regardless, whether it's all Buffalo or it goes back and forth. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Next idiot.
That's me. Present. I'm gonna say it again. If Tua's healthy, they're gonna do some magical shit. He is not. Bridgewater, we saw him play against the Bills a few weeks ago in Buffalo. They had a chance. The Bills still walked away with it. So I don't think Bridgewater can get them to a spot where they need to be in order to pull this win out. Thompson, trash. The dude was talking big game after beating the fucking Ravens by a field goal and a involuntary safety. Like, he actually did something and didn't go 3 and out all fucking game long. So if he has to play, they're gonna get blown out. That's straight out gonna be worse than TCU Georgia, because he was not able to connect with one of the highest explosive wide receiver duos in the fucking league.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you can't connect with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I find it hard to believe.
He also have a pretty
Tyreek Hill
good backfield.
did get hurt in the game
But
on
He
Sunday.
came back.
Okay,
He came back. He was only out for a little bit.
didn't know that. By the way, Tony is rooting so hard for a fucking 65-7 blowout from one of these
Oh,
teams.
it's gonna be great. No. I like the Dolphins at the beginning of the season. I was hoping that they would actually predict that they'd be the 6th seed,
And
so they
said
missed it by a bit.
fucked you.
But that was with a contention that Tua stayed healthy.
Oh yeah, Tua got concussed a fucking multitude of times, and then there was that whole controversy of the doctor getting fired, and
Thinking
the
the
Dolphins
preseason.
shot themselves in the fins.
You're an idiot. I think in the preseason, everybody was skeptical about Tua, and then he balled out for a while, and then he got concussed. So
that's what happened. That's where the downfall came.
Right.
After he got hurt, that's when they started losing all the games. But they had a marvelous start.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
at
like
this
Steven
point
said,
in
they
the
were the
season,
they were the last undefeated team in the league.
No,
Yeah.
I took it
No,
back. The
that's-
Eagles were.
that's
the
Eagles.
that's
Eagles
right,
were the
that's right,
last
that's right.
undefeated team.
Second to last, then.
Yeah.
But
Fuck the Eagles.
the Dolphins, at this point in the season, I think we would have had a better matchup seeing the Steelers in there just because they're safe.
Shut up with your goddamn Steelers. Nobody cares.
I'm just saying.
Let him say his piece.
All right, say your piece. Go ahead.
You're just mad because your team is just trash. It doesn't matter what you do.
Tony,
you're
I'm
just
a
trash.
fucking Colts fan. I'm just mad. How about that?
You're a Jags fan. Shut up. Just admit you're a Jags fan. But anywho, it would have been a better matchup just because both quarterbacks are not at their full potential to be able to push the Dolphins to where they need to be. The Dolphins can be great. They just won't be because they don't have the quarterback to do that for them currently. They're just too hurt. So I'm going to give the Bills to cover on that contingency just because who knows what's going to happen to Bridgewater. Who knows if he's going to stay healthy through the whole game. And if they have to rely on Thompson, it's over. I'll give them the over just because the Bills are explosive. I actually want to go back to one of the comments earlier. Who was it? Hitman?
Quincy?
Queen?
Yeah. What I took his comment earlier to be when he said what's going on with Josh Allen, the dude has silently been messing up. He's been throwing a lot of unnecessary picks, which is why I think the second time the Bills and the Dolphins met, they had such a hard time beating them because although he does end the games, he closes them out. He has a really rough start. We saw it with the Bengals as well. I think they were going to lose that game just because he was having such a slow start compared to Joe Burrow. He just took off.
They were going to lose that game, and John was going to win fantasy.
Yeah. I think it was on that contingency that he just has a slow start for some reason out of nowhere. So if the Bills get knocked out at any point of this playoff run, it's going to be because Josh Allen has been having some slow starts, weirdly. So he's not closing out the season where he started.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. So he might get taken out by the Bengals just because of those slow starts and those costly errors that he's making as of recently.
Yeah. They find ways to close him out still, though.
Yeah. So he comes back at the end, but those slow starts are going to get him if he keeps going that way.
How you start, it's about how you finish.
He can't finish against tough teams. He's not going to finish if it starts like that. Anywho, we'll see that later. But this week, he is going to blow out the Dolphins just because they're not where they started this season. I'm going to say over. Let's say 35-13.
Damn.
Like how Edward just commented, that's why we play the games. But anyway,
that's why we play the games.
I was gonna say, even with Tua, if Tua did play, I mean, Tua's been such a decline these last few games that I just don't even see them competing much against the Bills. The Bills have so much to play for now that it's almost, I don't want to say impossible that they lose, but it's gonna take a pretty good team to beat the Bills right now with everything going on. But I have the Bills winning 31-17, so that's the over, and the Bills covering, obviously. But with no Tua, obviously, it's just going to be a lot easier for the Bills to win this game. I think.
Tony, Edward says that you're fucking spitting right now. Tony speaking biblical Bible verses right now.
Tony, verse.
When do we start singing Hallelujah?
Jesus Christ.
Book
No?
2.
Okay.
Steven, fucking do the spreads and shit.
I already did.
No, you
Did
didn't.
you? Oh,
Yes,
the
I said
splits.
31-17.
oh, I missed that.
They said
I
with
missed
the
it too.
over.
I didn't hear them say that.
I didn't either.
It
Okay,
was
my
Edward's
bad.
comment.
Yeah,
Just-
you were too inflated with Edward's comment.
It was Edward's comment. It was good. It was funny.
Edward,
He came
Edward
out of nowhere.
inflames
Bible
lots of
verses.
things. Wait, what? All right, we're moving on. We've been talking about these teams for 20-something minutes. It's pretty good,
Watch
guys.
the Dolphins win.
Watch the Dolphins fucking blow them out in Buffalo. Because it's
Nah,
called
they won't.
soccer. Just kidding.
Quincy!
Is Quee here? Quee, you here? If not, text
Hey,
his
Quee,
ass.
I don't have his phone number.
He's not here. The Giants are returning to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. It's the first playoff appearance for the Giants since 2016. Vikings beat the Giants 27-24 in that record-setting 61-yard field goal as time expired in a whiteout game for the Vikings. It was pretty awesome.
Here.
He's here. Yes, I am. Been here. We're talking about your Giants now, bro. I think the Giants certainly have not forgotten about that defeat 2 weeks ago. And what do you guys think about this game?
Giants plus 135. Do it right now. They're going to fucking win. I hate
I
it.
have to agree with Daniel. I'm
well,
going with the Giants too.
Let me give the spreads first. How about that? Minnesota is favored by 3 in this game. The over-under is 48.5. Giants, like you guys said, plus 135.
Honestly, the Giants
Look.
should have won 2 weeks ago.
Look, man. The Vikings are fucking frauds, okay? They won the division. That division was trash. Well, it wasn't trash, but they're fucking frauds. All of the games that the Vikings lost, they lost some pretty bad games. Dallas beat them 40-3. Hold on. I want to pull up the Vikings schedule real quick.
the
Just
The
Packers
Vikings
beat
were
them
down
pretty
to
bad.
the bad Colts 33-0.
yeah. The Colts did that themselves.
Yeah, you know
that
what?
was
We're not going
not-
to talk about that other part. They were down 33-0. We'll just leave it at that. How about that? Yeah.
The Packers killed them 41-17. The Packers are not a good team. They got hot at the end of the season at the right time. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking dog. That's the only reason they were still in it.
Dog.
Also, Aaron Jones. But, I mean, they should have lost to the Giants. Fucking 61-yard field goal. That's nuts. They lost to the Lions 34-23. That's an 11-point game to fucking Lions of all teams. 40-3 to Dallas. I don't see it. I don't know. But then again, they have had good games where they fucking, beat the fucking Bills 33-30. They've won big games. They got blown up by the Eagles too. But I don't have faith in the Vikings, man. Giants have gotten hot. They've been hot for the back end of the season. They snuck their way into the playoffs. Nobody fucking thought that was going to happen. I sure as fuck didn't. But they're there.
You thought the Commanders would be
here.
there instead of them?
After that tie, I thought the Giants would be in.
No.
the fucking
Like
Commanders.
before that, you were saying Commanders. Are gonna
Before that, I thought it was
sneak
the
in. Yeah,
Commanders.
yeah.
But then
The
the
tie
Commanders shit the bed. So
Ron
there's that.
Rivera didn't know they could be eliminated, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But fuck the Vikings. They're frauds. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of stupid Justin Jefferson doing the gritty in the end zone and Kirk Cousins thinking that he's a god. Over it. Give me fucking Giants to beat Minnesota in a revenge game 27-24. And that hits the spread. So
Over.
Giants. Well, yeah. I don't want the Giants to advance, but then that means they would play the Eagles probably. So that's even better. So let's do that.
I think this Giants offense will be able to run the football on this Minnesota defense, and I think this Giants defense has been playing much better than the Minnesota defense as of late. I know Minnesota was my preseason pick to win the NFC North, and they did just that. I was right. Just wanted everybody to know that. They've been finding a way to win games. But give me the Giants in a close game. They're going to find a way to win.
Just kidding.
The Giants are going to find a way to win. They're going to upset the Vikings and move on in the playoffs, probably playing the Eagles in the next round.
If the Giants, well, I mean, then Seattle would have to beat the Niners. But yeah,
if I bet this game, I'm probably betting the Giants straight up plus 135. Yep. That's where I'm taking them there. That's where your money got to go. Minnesota in the playoffs. Not good record the past like 25-ish ever years, okay? No, I've been to the Super Bowl like 4 times and I've never won. So there you go.
I hate it. Now we're going to lose.
He was, wait, what? That's what he said up above. Yeah. I concur. Leanna says, what I think is, I love you. We love you too, Leanna. We miss you. Giants winning. Kirk Cousins is the guy in Minnesota. Nowhere else. Jefferson needs a better team. So which one is it, Edward? Do you have the Giants winning or is Kirk Cousins the guy? Because you can't have both this weekend, okay?
He's saying that Kirk Cousins is the guy only in Minnesota because he wouldn't fit in anywhere else because he sucks.
Says Jefferson needs a better team. Dude's pretty good. He's not leaving Minnesota. Minnesota's
I think he needs a better quarterback.
He's kind of a dick. I feel like he's very arrogant. But I mean, I get
Jefferson?
It.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
Not a good person.
He's a punk. Sure.
All the Cowboy fans, not Quee. You got that. What's with the support of Quee, guys? Like, what the fuck? Giving him some bad mojo. He's gonna be watching this game like they all picked the fucking Giants.
I don't know what to do. I'll pick the Cowboys.
Daniel, yes, love you. Edward,
I need more golf lessons.
Edward, come to Orlando and play golf with us.
Did everybody give their piece here?
No, me and Dan.
No. All right. Well, you guys need a fucking chop on this shit.
Well, you started reading comments.
Well, I thought you guys were done.
Anyways,
you guys are quiet for such a long time. That's why. It's just hard to remember if you talked.
Say your piece.
Tony,
start talking.
I was waiting for Steven.
I said
Casey, shut the fuck up.
There you go.
Pay attention. I am teetering on this fucking game just because you two picked it, and when you two pick a team, it goes the other way.
Fuck you, Tony. How about that?
I'm not wrong. I just don't like Daniel Jones's inconsistency. Yes, they've been pulling out the win, but he's very inconsistent. He could be so inconsistent in key games. And that's where Kirk Cousins shines. No matter how much he's trash, how much trash he is, he pulls it out when there's inconsistency by the other team. You guys kind of flipped me over to the Giants, though. I was going Vikings.
It's a good matchup.
It is.
It was a good game a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago they played. I think 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Or Christmas Day. One or the other.
No, it was Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
I don't like this. I am going to go. No, I'm sticking to my gut. I'm going with the Vikings just because they're at home. It's such an even matchup that I think Daniel Jones' inconsistency is going to get to him. So I'm going to give it to the Vikings. I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I'll give them a 27-24 win at home. So that puts me over, and I guess the Giants cover.
This pick is hurting Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Vikings this season are probably one of the, like, I don't want to say the worst. They were 12-4, right? Or 13-4. Or 12-5.
13-4.
13-4. Yeah. They should not have that record.
They shouldn't.
Based on the losses that they took, it's weird.
They have
also,
won
their point
11
differential,
one-score games.
Their
11.
point differential is fucking negative.
Because the losses they've lost have been by over 20 points.
You can blame the Cowboys for that.
No, I mean the Packers beat them bad. The Eagles beat them bad. I mean,
what's their point differential right now? You guys have that up?
Nope, but I know it's
negative.
negative.
It's negative.
Yeah, well, he looks that up. I'll give my piece. I think the Giants will get the revenge after the Christmas Eve game. They lost it on a last-second field goal, record-breaking. I think it was a record-breaking field goal for the kicker.
61 yards by Joseph.
So I have the Giants winning by a field goal at the last second, 24-21, which brings me with the under, and of course I'm picking the Giants straight up. So
You guys want to take guesses at the point differential for the Vikings?
-42.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
I think it's -8, something like that.
Tony,
-13.
it's -3,
Oh,
Oh
See,
shit!
you can thank the Cowboys.
but it's still negative. 17 games, and
you win
they
13 of
put
them.
up 424 points and allowed 427.
There you go.
What
How
the
many
fuck?
points a game were they averaging?
I do have a question for Quee. Are you picking the Vikings since we all picked the Giants?
No, Tony picked the Vikings.
Tony, the point that you made too with the inconsistencies, I think Minnesota's been more inconsistent than New York this season.
Especially at the end of the season. It's been worse.
You don't
for them.
know. That's you don't know which Minnesota team is going to show up this week.
Exactly.
Which is why I had to pick the Giants.
Well, you
Also, Minnesota's track record in the playoffs, not good. They got the Minnesota Miracle. We'll give them that. Or Minneapolis
If
Miracle.
If
That's about it.
Minnesota's team
Maybe.
shows up to what they should be, they'll win the game. But it's those inconsistencies in that we know where the Giants stand in their point in the league.
Here's my other thing. Throw all the records out. Because it
nothing
doesn't
fucking
matter
matters
anymore.
anymore.
You're in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, you just got to beat who you got to play. Win 3 games, you're in the Super Bowl. Starting from here. Of course, you got your teams that have buys. They get 2 shots at it. But that's all you got to do. You just got to make the playoffs. That Giants team that took out the Patriots years ago when the Patriots were undefeated, Giants were the last team in. They were the last team in the
Yep.
playoffs, and they won.
Yep.
So
The wild
They
card
were
team.
the 6th seed,
Yep.
which they are right now.
there you go. So,
Yep.
You're saying they're winning Super Bowl?
no, not saying they win the Super Bowl. But doesn't matter. Throw the records out. Throw everything out. Just matters what you
One
do
game at a
from
time.
this weekend on.
It's nuts.
All right. Edward's going ham in the chat. Let's go. He said Daniel Jones is consistent in key games. Ding, ding, ding. What is this fucking... What's the... Dave and Buster's? Ding, ding, ding. It's a commercial.
Never heard that in my life.
Never seen that commercial.
You should watch it. Quee says, stop it. I need y'all to pick the Vikings.
I know the Burger King commercial by heart now.
BK, have it your way.
You roll.
That's a Whopper. It's a Whopper commercial. That's a good
The
one.
Whopper
The
commercial
Whoppers
after
fucking
the-
suck, Burger King. Make something else. God damn, I don't know how
Just
you
make
guys
chicken fries. That's all you have to make.
Chicken fries. Let's go. Make a chicken
Call
fried
it a
burger.
day.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Which is pretty good.
Chicken fried burger. Let's go.
Go into the chicken finger business. Just
Yeah.
quick burgers.
Hey, everybody that's in the chat, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? I just need to know. What's the
Whataburger.
best fast food restaurant? You know what? Yeah, it's Whataburger.
Whataburger and Chick-fil-A. Those are my top 2.
Casey's trying to see who his next heart attack's coming
What
from.
the hell is the next fucking game?
I'm going. I'm down.
We're on
Ravens,
fast food for some
Bengals.
reason.
Ravens Bengals.
Jesus Christ.
Sunday Night Football.
We
All
get-
I'm gonna say is
we get
no Lamar, no
fucking-
win. And
Casey, go ahead and give the intro to the game so we can fucking edit it.
All right. The Ravens and the Bengals get a rematch this week right away between these two teams, and it's in prime time on Sunday night in Cincinnati. Division matchup, and I think the question is here, is Lamar Jackson playing?
Probably not.
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
'cause,
He's gonna lose.
I think he goes. I think the game is closer this time if he goes. I think Baltimore will play a much better game, and I think this can go down to the wire. Now, on the flip side, if Anthony Brown starts again, give me the Bengals by 15. Dude should not see a football field ever again.
15?
Yes, by 15. By 15. Terrible outing last week by him. Never heard of him before last week, and he was fucking terrible. But what is your take on this game, y'all?
Tony, your
Tony's
division, go
already said it.
Yep, I'll take it. Lamar had an exceptional beginning of the season. It looked like he was playing to get that contract that he's fighting for. But then, about 5 to 6 games in, started to decline. The Ravens weren't able to score more than 12 points with Lamar on the team. So even if Lamar comes back, the way the Bengals are playing, I don't think the Ravens have a chance.
Not a fighting
If it
chance.
comes, they'll have a better chance than where they've been, but it's still not going to be enough to beat the Bengals, even with Lamar. I know he's had almost a whole season of rest, but it's not going to help him. The Bengals offense has to, I'm sorry, the Ravens offense has to figure out what they're doing, because if they can't score more than 12 points in a game, they're not going to get anywhere. On the other end, the Bengals offense is killing it. They're explosive. Joe Burrow is that guy again. He's got dogs. Jamar Chase shows up when he's needed. T. Higgins is killing it. All the receivers are just clicking. Joe Mixon is in there. He's mixing it up.
Joe
So
mixing it up. I see what you did there.
You got me. You got me.
I didn't catch
So,
that. I'm stupid.
It's gonna be pretty one-sided. Is what I'm saying. I like that 7-point differential. I'm gonna have a 35-27 win for the Bengals, taking me over and them covering.
I will say the Ravens did beat the Bengals this season in Baltimore, 19-17.
At the beginning of the
This is
season.
the beginning of the season. Yes, it was. Cincinnati is balling out right now. I think they were going to blitz the Bills last week. The way they were playing, I know the Bills only got the ball once. Cincinnati was driving again down the field. What are you going to say, Daniel?
I think that game would have gone very back and forth offensively. But yeah, they came out fucking firing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati just came out firing. I know a bunch of Bills fans are going to jump in the chat and be like, we didn't play the game because, yes, I know why the game wasn't played. But you guys didn't come out firing at all. Granted, you're still my pick to get to the Super Bowl, so fuck off.
It would have been a close. Well, we'll never know. But I really think it would have been a closer game.
We'll never know.
But yeah,
I do believe this game has the potential to be closer. Do I think it'll be closer? No. The Bengals are just balling out right now, man. I just can't see the Ravens staying in this game. The over-under is 42, by the way, and I might take the over in this game because I think Cincinnati... the Ravens do have a good defense. That's their saving grace, is their defense. If their defense can score some points, their offense doesn't need to score a lot, because I don't know if the Bengals are going to score a ton of points here, because they only scored 17 the first time, and I think the second time they played, what they score last week? What was the score last week?
It was like 27-13 or something.
Yeah, that's a good amount of points there.
27-16.
In the end, I'll say the Bengals win. They don't cover, though. I think Baltimore will cover the 7, because I think Baltimore's defense will keep them in this game. So,
you bastard.
Give me the Bengals to win this game 24-21.
Wow, close.
24-21. I will say it's closer. Over 42? My math is correct? That is over 42. So take over 42. Cincinnati wins. Cincinnati wins, and I think that Baltimore keeps it closer because it's a playoff game, divisional game.
Steven.
It's his Apollo. Is the Ravens offense is just abysmal right now without Lamar. And even with Lamar, it's been okay. They've been winning tight games with their defense helping them, but I just don't see them scoring enough points to win this game. So I have the Bengals winning 28-17 in this rematch. I just think the Bengals are on a mission. I mean, they made it to the playoffs. They made it all the way to Super Bowl last year. They're on a mission to win it this year, but this is their first test, and I have them winning 28-17. So Cincinnati covering with the over.
Nice. Ready for that one. I love it. Casey, I'm on board with you. I think Baltimore's defense is going to keep them in it a little bit. I don't think it'll be as close as 3 points.
I kind of talked myself into it going through that. Yeah, so.
I do think Baltimore is going to hang on a little bit. 7 points is a full touchdown spread. And I mean, if they win by a touchdown, Baltimore covers. So that's where I'm going to be at. I'm probably going to go... because I don't think Baltimore's going to be able to score a lot. So I have to limit Cincinnati in that sense to keep that spread. So I think it's going to go 24-17. Yeah, give me 24-17. Baltimore covers the spread at 7 exactly. But I think Cincinnati's they're ready. Like Steven said, they were in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, Joe Burrow's all business until the game's over, and once that game's over, it's on to the next, and he's all business then too. He's a great quarterback, he's a great leader, and they have a lot of explosive weapons. So I think they take down the Ravens here. Again, divisional rivalry going in. So we'll see what happens. If Lamar plays, maybe it's even closer. Maybe the Ravens win. As of right now, it's not looking too good. Apparently, Lamar says that he is good, but apparently everyone that's watching him practice because I don't think he's actually practicing, is saying that he's not. So we'll see what happens there. Regardless, I think Cincinnati wins this and advances. But without Lamar, I'm saying at 7 for the spread.
Yeah, it'd be a tough game for him to come back to. It's boom, playoffs instantly.
Figure it out. They got him practicing on the VR set.
Let's play Madden with Kyler.
Oh my god.
All right. Everybody gave their take for this game, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. All right. Edward, Quee, we need you for this next one.
Oh, Quee says that McDonald's is a sleeper, by the way.
You know, I can't eat at McDonald's. Just can't do it.
Get the mobile goods.
If I'm craving a cheap fast food, I'm going to fucking McDonald's.
I go to Taco Bell.
Except it's not that cheap anymore.
Yeah.
But apparently the McDonald's app is like God sent. Like there's free shit on there all the time. So if you go to McDonald's often, download the McDonald's app. It's not an advertisement, but apparently there's a lot of free shit.
But if you want to sponsor us,
we wouldn't say no. I'll eat a cheeseburger on stream. How about that? All right.
Just a cheeseburger. Bring back the McRib.
Bring back the McRib. I'll eat that. That's the last time I was at McDonald's. All right.
Here we go, Daniel.
I don't want to do this one. Do we have to do this one?
Last game
I don't wanna
here.
do it.
Last game here. We got the Dallas Cowboys going into Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll call them the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because here we go. Monday Night Football they have for this game, and this feels like a matchup between two flat-footed football teams right now. I don't know what else to say. The Cowboys just got beat by the Commanders, like beat down. It wasn't even close. And the Buccaneers just lost to the Falcons. Granted, the Buccaneers did sit all of their players towards the end of the game. But this Buccaneers team has not been as exciting to watch like they have been the past few seasons. The Cowboys do come into this game as one of two road favorites this weekend. The Cowboys are favored by 2.5. The over-under is 45.5. The other team that is favored on the road, the Chargers. Yep. So, Daniel, Steven, I'll leave it up to you guys.
I'll go first, Daniel. We're going to skip Tony this one because he's going to say Bucks 65-7. I already know it.
Actually, I just want to something that swayed my pick. I just want to drop a stat real quick. Tom Brady is 7-0 against the Cowboys.
Yep, he's never lost to the Cowboys. Daniel, I know you don't want to play the Buccaneers, and I know the Buccaneers beat the same Cowboys team 19-3 at the beginning of the season. But
both teams are different.
What's your take? I want to know.
Do you want to go first, Daniel, or do you want me to go?
I'll go last because it's going to take a while.
Okay. I'll go first then. So, obviously, both teams right now are not in the place they want to be. Obviously, the Bucks didn't have a great season. Cowboys had a good season, but they're not doing too well right now. But the funny thing about the Cowboys is their pattern that they've been this year. So they lost their first game, won 4 games, lost, won 2 games, lost, won 4 games, lost, won 2 games, lost. Which means the next pattern should be win 4 games, which would win the Super Bowl.
Could you fucking imagine?
That's the pattern right now.
It's so weird.
But anyways, here's the problem with the Bucks. They can't run the ball right now. Even with Leonard Fournette, they're struggling to run the ball. Yes, Dallas's defense struggles against the run, but if you can't run the ball in the first place, then it's going to be hard too. Not saying that this is going to be a cakewalk for either team. It's probably going to be the closest game, I think. I haven't even come up with a score yet, just because I think it's going to be so close.
Are they? They're still starting White, aren't they? They're not relying on Fournette as much.
No, Fournette's playing, I believe.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette should
Yeah.
be the starter.
But they just
White's a factor, though. He's a factor in the game. I mean, he's a rookie, so they didn't want to like put him as the main back. 'Cause Fournette's a big dude. That dude trucks over people. He's kind of like
Yeah, Leonard Fournette is very comparable to Derrick Henry.
I was gonna say he's kind of like Derrick Henry, but he's fragile, more fragile than Derrick Henry. He's made of glass. Derrick Henry's made of fucking
Steel.
yeah, fucking obsidian.
Yeah. Fucking Derrick Henry.
I don't know if the Bucks can't run. I think it makes Tom Brady less of a threat because he just has to throw the ball constantly. But if they run the ball well, that means the play action will be good, giving Tom Brady much more options, and they possibly pick apart the Dallas defense. If Dallas's defense holds up, then I think they should be okay. But I have the Cowboys winning this game. Shocker. I'm just gonna go 24-20. So Dallas covering with the under. Actually, it's gonna be a low scoring game, I think.
We already talked about this, but I had in my little notes here that did you know the Cowboys are 1-4 on grass fields this season? The only win against Tennessee. Crazy stat. The Cowboys should be revenge-minded this week, and if they show up as the team they were the previous 6 weeks when they were the highest scoring team in the league, they should be okay against a lackluster Tampa Bay team in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Dallas to win and move on. I think they're going to get it done. And I think this game is going to be really good. I'm not shocked they picked the Cowboys to play on Monday night, but I think this was the right decision for the game on Monday night because, I think everybody's going to be watching it. I get it. NFL, you're marketing, I get it. Whatever.
You have the Cowboys. So you have the Cowboys
against Tom Brady. That's
Cowboys
what it is.
fan base against everybody else who hates the Cowboys, and who better to take down the Cowboys than Tom fucking Brady,
who's 7-0 against the Cowboys.
Exactly.
Can you imagine the one loss that he could lose to the Cowboys is in the playoffs?
This game is making me way too anxious, and it's not okay. Like, this should not affect my life the way it does.
It's still a week away too.
I'm so stressed. Tony, 65-7 or what?
He says Cowboys though.
No, I've actually been teetering on this one because at the beginning of the show I had the Cowboys winning, but the more I read into it, the more research I do, the more I kind of sway towards the Bucks because it's been a consistency that Tom Brady knocks them out, and Dak Prescott has been averaging a pick a game. Can the Bucks capitalize on it? Probably not. They're just so bad.
This guy hates the Cowboys so much, and then Daniel's just like in
the playoffs.
Yeah, keep going. What more shit are you gonna talk about the Cowboys? Go on.
No, the thing with it is that I agree with him. It's fucking bullshit. I hate it. I hate this situation so much.
Tony, he hates agreeing with you. Just so you know.
Fucking A, I want to go with the Bucks so bad, but I don't think I can. We don't know who's gonna show up, what Tampa Bay team is gonna show up, and then the fucking this new thing hits me out of nowhere. They've only won one game on grass.
Also, the Cowboys haven't won a road game in years.
It's the stupidest little facts that make a lot of sense.
Steven's point. Do you guys know the last time Dallas won an away game in the playoffs?
Let me think. Hang on. Give me 1 second. No, I don't. It was in the 90s.
It was 1992.
You're fucked.
Because they were the one seed all the others runs.
You see, it's these stupid little facts that make it such a hard choice.
It's so fucking annoying, isn't it? It's so shitty. It's so annoying.
Want to know another fun fact? If the Jaguars win on Saturday, they will have one more playoff win than the Cowboys have in the last 25 years.
At what, 3?
No, they'll have this
4.
will be 4.
Fucking A.
Cowboys have 1.
No, they
have. I learned anything about this season, and it comes from the teachings of the Jaguars. Is if there is a streak, it's more than likely going to continue, and that streak being the Colts not being able to beat the Jaguars in Clowntown.
I'm out.
Go get your shirt.
Just kidding.
It has been a very educational season.
The teachings of the Jaguars? What the fuck are you talking about?
He's just trying to piss you off, and it's
I
working.
know it's working. Oh god, my mic fell off. Hang on. Shit.
This is why we play the games, to piss Casey
All right,
off.
he pulled a Daniel again.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Just because
good.
of all these stupid little facts, there's just too many consistencies for me to go against.
Do it.
I'm gonna lone wolf this one.
Daniel hasn't made a pick yet. He's like, I'm lone
Are
wolfing.
you though?
Yeah, you're not picking the Bucks.
I talked Daniel.
no.
Get the
Daniel's
fuck out of
just-
here, Daniel.
Daniel
Oh,
doesn't
we
know
go-
what to do with his life right now.
I'm gonna go 17-20 on one of the shittiest, closest games ever on so many technicalities and so many bad plays.
Nothing could be worse than the Colts Broncos game on Thursday Night Football.
Nothing could be worse than watching the Dolphins beat the Jets by a fucking safety.
At the end of the game. And watching Tony's dreams slip away.
That's my take. 17-20 Bucks.
Casey, did you go already?
Oh yeah, I already. Oh well, you know what?
Yeah.
I didn't give a spread. I will say the Cowboys win by a field goal. I'm gonna give it 27-24.
I think we've all got
So,
over field goals.
Cowboys cover 27-24. That's over 45.5.
They do this every year.
Why? Doesn't anyone love
Doesn't
me?
anybody want to win?
Doesn't anyone care about the Super Bowl in Dallas?
Oh. All right. I'm doing it. I'm putting the faith in the team.
He's about to cry. Look at this
Dude,
little
My
bitch.
quarterback.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. If I'm picking logically at this point, I'm picking Tampa Bay. But fuck off, everyone. Everyone fuck off.
I love how you're wearing Tampa Bay colors too.
Yeah, I know. I put this on this morning too, and I was like, does this matter? Like wearing red? Because
Oh, it
I did that during Eagles week. I didn't wear a single dot of green, and we won. But then I realized that that's not a thing, and the Cowboys just suck. You know.
Hey! I will throw something else in there. During the Ohio State Michigan week, you didn't wear red all week, and we fucking won. Threw off the pattern. Steven talking about patterns down there. Fuck off with that 4-win bullshit. That's not happening.
All right. Well, I'm not wearing red for the rest of the week. Hold on.
It's too late. You already drew blood.
Too late. It's done. What's done is done, Daniel. Oh.
There's red all over.
Family stream.
There's red all over.
Put some clothes on, Daniel. Jesus Christ.
Jeanette, help.
My jacket's too tight.
All this because he won't make a fucking pick. Oh my god, this is a shit show.
Cover the camera.
There's a three cam.
Now he comes. It's too late now. Your fucking clothes are back on. Covers the camera afterwards.
Shout out to
Oh
Monster
my
Inc. though.
god. Edward says, take it off.
Safe to say that hoodie is too tight.
That's it. I'm not going.
Yeah, basically. Fuck. All right, where were we? Back to it.
Cowboys Bucks.
Babe, you think the Bucks beat the Cowboys?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's say Bucks win.
Jeanette has spoken.
Oh, fuck.
That's like Tony. How many do you think there are? 2, maybe 3.
All right. Faith in the Cowboys. We're doing it. Full faith.
Edward says, "Show me your titties."
Dallas
They said
covers the
some of the
2.5.
Let him make his picks.
They show up. They play the game they're supposed to. I'm going to just say it just for the fuck of it. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just going to say last week, just to make myself feel better, that we were disguising our plays and not using our playbook. I got to do something because last week was embarrassing. It was just terrible.
Well, that's embarrassing.
We come out firing. We get Tony Pollard back this week. Full steam ahead. Zeke's better. I don't think he was hurt at all. We get Leighton Vander Esch back. We get another linebacker back. I don't remember who it was.
Anthony Barr.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. We get fucking Xavier Rhodes coming in now. Apparently, he's learning the playbook very fast, and he's just settling in really quick, according to Dan Quinn. Yeah, shout out to the Colts for half your team from 5 years ago. And we get it done, man. We fucking get it done. All right? None of this ticky-tack bullshit. We go into Tampa. We retire the fuck out of Tom Brady. I don't think he'll retire. But God damn it, if they fucking lose this game, I'm going to cry for 12 hours straight, and I will not be on this stream for the rest of the year, okay?
Yes, you will.
I will go into hiding. I'll be here, but I'll have a fucking bag on my head.
Oh my god.
Dallas fucking Cowboys win the goddamn game 30-17.
Oh god.
Damn.
Oh,
This is
Done.
like Vikings score.
So you have the Cowboys covering that 2.5, saying "fuck you, Tampa Bay."
Fuck Tampa
And-
Bay
You have the over 45.5.
by a point and a half. Yes.
Yes.
That's
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 it-
55 points.
Yeah. Also, Daniel, you got really serious. I took off that goddamn hoodie.
47.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is gold. And then you asked Janeth, "Hey, you think the Bucks
Yeah.
can beat the Cowboys?" Yeah.
Go ahead and put that one on TikTok. I don't know if that's terms of service or not. But
Nah, you're okay.
be fine.
Edward
I'm a
says-
man.
Edward says he'll fill in your spot, Daniel, if you need some PTO.
All right, bet.
You don't get paid though.
By
It's
the
not
way-
PTO.
I am like 80% sure that I'm going to this game, and I'm gonna do it on location at the game. So
Do it.
Very nice.
Again, sorry for the Michigan one. I was dying.
it's okay. No, you are excused. You saw Michigan lose. You were dying. Like you had a lot going on, man.
Honestly, it was a bad weekend. Like, it was cool that I got to go up there with my brother and
You
get a
got to
little
see a
road
playoff
trip.
game. It's pretty cool. You saw a good game at least towards the end.
Fucking sucked. Yeah, I mean, it's instant classic for sure.
At least it wasn't
And-
65-7.
Yeah.
Oof.
Shout out Georgia.
But yeah, that whole fucking trip. I mean, we got there the night of. I threw up in the bathroom. Threw up black, by the way. It was awful.
I had
What the
one of
fuck?
those.
Did fucking Venom attach himself to you? What the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
don't know what happened. I
Threw
was
up.
sick the whole
Did
time.
you eat McDonald's on the way there?
Yeah, I did
Oh,
actually.
that's probably what it was.
We went and golfed the day after the fucking game, and it fucking rained. It rained and it was like 30 degrees in
That's cor-
fucking Arizona.
I was crying that Michigan lost.
That's what happens in December there. It's pretty cold. I went to the Colts Cardinals game on Christmas Day last year there, and it was cold. The temperature didn't get above like 38 the entire time I
That
was
was
there.
the only day that it rained though. I can deal with the cold. It was fucking pouring. It made no sense. It was a rough weekend, but regardless.
Quee says you don't believe that, and Michigan disappointed him. Michigan disappointed us too, because
Yeah, Michigan
I
really
still
disappointed
believe
me.
if you put Michigan and TCU on the field next week, Michigan would win the game. But Michigan didn't decide not to show up. So that was one out of
I think Quincy might be a
10
Michigan
times.
fan.
so I like Quincy a little more after that.
Yeah, I think
10
he is.
10 piece is a baller, yo. Ain't nothing wrong with those McChickens. I haven't had a Mc.
I haven't had a McChicken since college.
Yeah.
McDonald's isn't bad.
I don't
Just
fucking
don't
eat
stop in
McDonald's.
Wilcox for McDonald's. That's all I gotta say.
Wilcox, Arizona.
Also, quick story time. We went, okay, so you guys haven't been to McDonald's in a while, but when you go to the drive-thru now, there's an automated voice, right? And it goes, "Hello, would you like to use your McDonald's rewards today?" And they fucking wait for you to say no or yes. So we pull up to this fucking McDonald's in Wilcox. It's also like 8 p.m. It was already dark as fuck. We pull up and I hear it, like the fucking intercom goes, "Hi, would you like to use your McDonald's rewards today?" And I go, "Nope," because I'm like, I don't ever fucking use that, like just being a dickhead. And then it goes, "All right, what can I get for you?" It was the fucking guy saying it. It wasn't even automated.
That's pretty funny.
And they're sitting next to me. He just
Nope.
starts dying laughing with his stupid wheeze. So I start
He's going-
dying. Yeah,
How the fuck Xander laughs?
I couldn't even fucking order the food.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we pulled up to the window and it made sense. But nice guy.
Go
It
blue
was so
queen.
weird.
Go blue queen. No matter what, go blue. I get real people most of the time asking about the rewards. And if you're going to McDonald's without the app, you've lost. You're lost.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a gold mine.
Allegedly.
I don't know how I feel about having a McDonald's app on my phone though.
I don't know how I feel like going to McDonald's, so.
I'm
I have the
tired after that.
Whataburger
That
and
was
Chick-fil-A
stressful.
app.
Just that one game stressed me out. I need sleep.
All right. You guys got anything else? Chat, you got anything you want to get off your chest or anything? You guys want to see Daniel's titties again? That's pretty funny.
Sorry for that.
I'm not,
I'm not sorry.
You should be
You're
sorry. That
fucking
was
welcome.
fucking funny.
That was
That's what
great.
I'm here for. I'm here to deliver. What does Shrek say?
Out of my swamp.
I'm no delivery boy.
I'm not the messenger boy. I'm a delivery
the
boy.
delivery Fucking A.
You wouldn't dare pick her up.
Exciting week in football, guys. I'm
Yes.
excited to watch all the games. They start Saturday in the afternoon. They go all the way to Monday night. So
I am big sad that college football is over until
I'm not.
September. So
Blake Corum will be back, and Michigan's got a positive or a promising future. Jim Harbaugh's not going anywhere. So
yeah,
excited for Michigan next season.
go blue.
Georgia's probably going to fuck everyone anyway, but let's do it.
All right. Jenna says road to victory.
Or the fight song.
Edward, so because Daniel is wearing blue, does that mean Dallas wins? He already
I
wore
have
red, Edward.
absolutely nothing to do with the Dallas Cowboys mojo. All right.
He's throwing it out there right now.
I just got to put that out into the universe. Because if we lose, it's not my fault.
It's because he wore a red jacket, guys, that he couldn't take off without showing his tits.
Oh, it came off.
Tried to stay on him.
Yeah. All right, I'm good. I got an
funny.
itch in my throat.
Edward says, clearly you did. All right.
Edward, why
Steven?
don't you come over here and give me a kiss, huh?
Yeah. Give him a big smooch. Steven, Tony, you guys got anything else you want to get off your chest? You want to say anything to the people?
Set my piece.
I want to say one more thing. Casey, Tony, fuck you. Neither of your teams made the playoffs. Eat shit.
Oh, wait. Should have done. There you go.
At least Tony's team tried.
No. You didn't make the playoffs. Shut the fuck up, Steven.
This team had a positive record.
That-
Didn't lose to the
came true.
Texans.
I can't argue. Can't argue
Hey,
with
but Tony,
that one.
Tony Daniel, high five, and John and everybody else, high fives to beating Casey's team this year.
Everybody
yeah.
that beat Casey's team, high fives.
No, you got to end the stream, dude. What are you doing?
He's dying.
Oh,
He
is
went to
gonna
go get
beat the
his-
shit out of Steven?
He went to go get his Jags jersey.
Probably
Oh,
went to
shit.
go eat.
Did he die?
He's grabbing
Shit,
chips.
fuck. Is he getting chips?
Oh, I see a shadow.
Wait for it.
See a
Fucking
fat ass
white-ass
shadow.
I know. Just see your fat ass shadow over there.
You guys see how shitty the show is without me?
That's pretty funny. We were talking shit the whole time.
I know, I heard you
We're just
guys.
talking too much.
And I wasn't getting chips. I got fucking nerd clusters over there, okay?
I just heard a rapper.
Is he getting chips?
Oh, fuck.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end this bitch.
Okay.
Everybody in the chat. Edward, Quee, Janeth, Leanna. I'm missing people. Mike, Frank, everybody who joined us in the chat. If I missed you, I'm so
Everybody here.
sorry. Seth was in the front. Thank you guys so much. You guys make these streams a lot of fun. Steven looks like he has to say something, or he.
One more thing. Yeah. Everybody wish Casey a happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
Birthday
birthday, you
tomorrow.
old bastard.
Thanks,
In
guys.
about an hour.
I hope it's the last one you
Dallas
have.
time.
It's
Gonna
my
be joining
birthday. I'm
Can we
turning
join the AARP club tomorrow? 32 years old. Let's give a round of applause.
32, you motherfucker. I'm not 33 yet. Yeah.
Casey gets his retirement party tomorrow.
Whatever. They bought.
No, that was last year.
They bought me a retirement balloon last year at
And
work.
all the
And it
residents,
was sitting on that. All the residents are like, "Congratulations!" I was like, "It doesn't look like I'm fucking retiring. These motherfuckers are just dicks." Okay. Happy retirement,
welcome.
Casey.
It was great. Everybody kept saying happy retirement.
Steve
It
was just
great.
dying at his desk.
Oh, every time someone would be like, "You're retiring," I just died.
Thank you, Janeth, for that.
Not for real, though.
Edward.
Happy birthday, you fuck.
I hope you had a good
Thank
birthday.
you.
Daniel had his birthday this week as well, so wish Daniel a happy birthday as well. If you guys did not, you guys are dicks. How about that?
Yes,
Boom.
happy
Done.
I'm
birthday,
still
Daniel.
young. I'm only 24.
Damn.
He still has time to forget birthdays.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ending this shit. Thank you guys for all the comments, all the happy birthdays. Edward says that's next level. That's pretty funny. ARP. Oh my god, I can't even fucking end this stream. Be sure to follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for Daniel, Tony, and Steven down over there. This is the Audible Sports Podcast, and we will see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year, and I'll let them end it the right way.
Hey, they don't play this week.
They don't play this week.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck the Eagles!
Eagles, baby.